Let's see here.
Committed involuntary homicide.
Committed voluntary homicide. So last week you all had a conversation at the start of the session with an individual who revealed themselves to be Rudolf von Richten, a vampire hunter that had come to the land of Barovia to finally slay the devil Strahd. After a conversation, you all learned a little bit about him, as well as a little bit about his goals, and a potential different method to finally deal with Strahd himself. After that, you spoke with Martikov after von Richten traveled off and gave you a location where you could meet him in the future once you had acquired the things in question. And you also questioned the Martikovs about where you should go next. And they provided a few answers, namely that you could head up one of the locations that you seek for one of these items that you believe you can find. Maybe up on Selinka Pass. That is one of the only locations he can think of that would possibly correspond to it. That would be up Mount Daucus. But he also warned you that that would be incredibly cold, and that if you were to go that way, you should very likely buy some form of winter clothing to properly insulate yourself against the cold winds. You also learned from von Richten that if you wanted to head to Berez, he provided you a way in how to get to there. The trail that you would follow to properly arrive there. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember what else happened. You also traveled all the way back across the valley, all the way around back to the village of Barovia, seeking clothing, as this is the only place in the entirety of the valley that you could potentially purchase something that would be along the lines of general clothing or so on and so forth. But as you explored the rest of the town, you also found that Ismark, you spent the night with Ismark and told him that Arena had been taken by Strahd, which seemed to visibly distress him. You also went and visited the house that you first heard of when you came here, only to find that it had fully disappeared. It didn't appear to have burned down. No, it appeared to have literally just disappeared off of its foundation, with only a note remaining that had been apparently given to perhaps the owner, perhaps somebody who had lived in the house at some point, and it was written by Strahd himself. After that, you visited the church, and you found that the church itself had been compromised, that Donovich had been slain, and you found the words written in blood, "A father feeds his son." There didn't appear to be anything else of interest in the church. Did not appear that there was any clues to what had happened, other than that the son Doru, the vampire spawn who had been turned, the son of Donovich, had apparently left with the others back up to the mountain peak that housed Castle Ravenloft. After that, you went and you visited the inn to speak with the Vistani just a bit, only for things to become complicated when one of them you persuaded to allow to prick with your pen for a few gold pieces, only for it to draw out every ounce of her blood and kill her dead. At which point hers and the two other Vistani, their shadows animated and began to attack the party, nearly draining Blinkshaw dry before they were vanquished and leaving him too weak to even stand in his armor. That is where we left the session off last week. Or sorry, no, that is the second to last thing that happened last week. Don't let me get ahead of myself. The last thing that happened last week is, as this was going on, you heard a voice come from the door, and as you turned back, you saw a woman stepping in, who I will pull out the handout once more, as I believe I showed it to you all last week, who looked like this.
Oh, we know her.
Yeah, we know her.
Yes.
I was going to use sending to contact her, but no, we don't have to.
And that is where we left off. She stares on at the debacle that has become what is Blinkshaw basically dead on the floor and really incapable of moving himself in any capacity, and the rest of the group kind of standing around as these two Vistana women continue to look on horrified at not only their dead ally, but the things that seem to have transpired after that.
Where am I?
You were there with them.
Okay. Well, then.
Oh, in Discord.
We can
The
understand.
Discord's being fuzzy.
Oh,
Can you hear me
All
better
right.
now?
I'm gonna change the server to another region, and hopefully that helps.
Okay.
Cool.
Pick
So-
mine.
I didn't hear anything. Fuck you, Leo. You're literally the only person on the West Coast here.
I know.
Yourself. All right, so I didn't hear a thing that anybody said. So if they want to re-say what they were doing,
I said well then, and then somebody else started talking, but it was garbled.
And that was Gurgle, who was gargled.
yeah, Gurgle was saying something.
Can you hear me now?
We can
Yeah.
hear you now. We couldn't hear you before.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gurgle's just kind of standing over Blinkshaw.
Yeah, Bailey goes to Blinkshaw and tries to kind of see if he's responsive or what, or we have to pull the armor off or whatever we have to do.
He does appear to be conscious. He just appears to be. It just seems like his entire body has been drained down to the skeleton. He seems extremely gaunt.
I'm also fairly.
Just start pulling his armor off.
Yeah.
I'm also fairly catatonic, given
Um.
I just killed someone that I had no intention of, like, that wasn't attacking me or anything.
I have lesser restoration. I'm gonna try that on him.
I don't think you should pull his armor off. I'm pretty sure in Dwarven culture that's like a real big no-no.
I
don't
will say
have
that
to
you.
pull his armor off.
Yeah, you already saw Lesser Restoration. Bleach
Okay.
already tried it on himself, and it did not work.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
So at this point, Esmeralda just kind of looks around the group.
Start doing it.
Do you all always manage to find yourselves in this much trouble?
Apparently.
I swear, everywhere I go, when you all are there, you all are giving yourselves a hard time.
I know. Ever since I met these guys, it's all we do.
Balin's like
Yeah.
happy, but he's also just trying to like get some kind of semblance out of catatonic Blinkshaw. So I unsling my water skin and see if I can get him to drink.
Once she kind of steps across the floor, the two Vistani women, they begin to kind of heatedly share an exchange with her in a language that you all are not familiar with. It kind of goes back and forth for a second before Esmeralda raises her voice, and the two of them kind of look a little indignant at it, and then they kind of turn and they scamper away towards the bar before disappearing into a back room. Now that we've had the rabble get out of here.
I have a remove
So-
curse spell, but it's not prepared today. If we
So,
slept overnight, I could prepare it for tomorrow.
Esmeralda, do you know what would possess shadows to attack people? And if so, is this a permanent thing? How can we fix him?
Well, shadows are... I have no idea what might cause something like this, but if there were shadows that did it, I don't imagine this will be a permanent affair. She kind of looks over and leans down over you, Blinkshaw, and says, I'm sure a little rest and you'll be right as rain.
I guess that ruins whatever we were doing for the rest of the day.
Nah.
Well, if you had some more complicated magics, something to restore his strength, that would work, but that's something far beyond what I'm capable of doing.
So just a night of rest should be okay.
A night of rest would do fine, though even a quick rest would help him out a little.
Let's see if we can get his armor off. Let's see if we can get him to Eastmark's house again. A little safer there than here.
Maybe we could just buy a room here at the inn and just bring him up there. It would be easier than getting him all the way over town.
I don't know if you know this about the Vistani. I think they mentioned it during our last time, like when I was talking to them. They own this inn.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh,
I think
are we not
Terry was
allowed
about
to?
say, well, I think we just murdered.
Well, Blinkshaw
okay.
did just kill one of them, so...
Okay, never mind.
I think it'd be adding insult to injury at this point to stay at their inn.
I know we killed your friend Mirabelle, but would you mind if we horribly rented a couple of rooms for the night?
It was
Frankly, I think
right?
the bartender wouldn't give two shits. He hasn't really blinked since we got here.
The
But
bartender, despite this entire exchange, the bartender has just kind of turned over and is looking at you all, but he's still just cleaning the same glass very dutifully.
so yeah, even if they were to rent us a room, I think that would be a bit insulting.
Okay.
There's
I
Well,
agree.
I mean, why don't we just go into the room? Like, instead of like renting it, like paying for it, we just stay there.
I think that would be even worse.
yeah. Let's go ahead and just get him back to Ismark's place,
I'm gonna
and
pick up
maybe we can
Blanchard's
find
back.
we can find some find out how the Vistani prepare their dead, and at least take care of this woman's body.
Hey, Balin, can you go order a drink from the bar?
Why? Okay.
While he does it, Gurgle's gonna try to go pilfer the box behind the bar, the money.
Yeah, I'll go over and I'll
Do I
I'll buy
realize that's
another
what he's doing?
I mean, he just walks over and hops over the bar, or you can make whatever assumptions you like on that.
There was a weird exchange before where Gurgle tried to get change after buying some drinks, and the barkeeper didn't seem to know where the extra change was, so he kind of hopped down and began to pull out the box. Or actually, Gurgle showed him where it was so he could grab it and then begin to count it out and put it away. But now Gurgle's hopping back there as Bailing is going over to presumably talk to the barkeeper herself.
Yeah, actually, it's not a bad idea. If water didn't wake him up, maybe beer will. So I will actually get a flagon of beer for a copper, and
He will again.
Yeah,
You
whatever.
step up to him and he gives you the same old mug is a copper, pitcher is a silver.
I quickly and like exasperately just give him a copper. And was it just wine that they have ale as well?
They only appear to serve wine.
Yeah, booze is booze. So yeah, I'll run that
But
over.
Billy Shaw was also apparently a fan of wine, as he showed interest back at the winery of taking part and actually smashing it.
Yeah, booze is
remember.
booze. I understand. But I mean, like it wasn't like the time when we found all those empty beer, the cracked beer barrels, and he went and shed a tear for the spilled beer. But yeah, I'll run back and
That felt like forever ago. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I'll run back to him with the beer and be like, or with the wine and be like, booze? Blink Show went booze? I'd wave under his nose like smelling salts.
I don't really react.
I don't think
Just
he's
staring into the distance.
I don't think he's asleep.
Am I able to eyeball the box with the coins in it?
Well, it's exactly where you left it. It doesn't appear to be hidden.
Right.
Yeah.
Is he paying any attention to it?
He does not even seem to be aware that you're there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go. Can I like just kind of looking at it? Can I see what is in there? How much is in there?
It's not open.
Oh,
But the
I
last
will
time you
open
saw it, you saw that it was there was a few odd and in gold pieces, but it was primarily silver and copper.
Okay. I will just take the gold pieces.
All right. In total, you find 3 gold pieces.
Gurgle, are you
Alright.
sure that's a good idea?
One of which was
What?
actually make that
Gurgle.
4 because you did give him one the other day, so you also recovered the gold piece that you had previously.
Gurgle will look over and like completely act shocked, like he didn't know he was being caught. Like, what? I'm not doing anything. No, scamper back over.
The barkeeper does not even seem to have paid any mind to you in doing this.
I was just getting my change.
I shake my head. I'm gonna throw Cure Wounds at Blingshaw.
All right.
At level 2. It looks like his health is down some too.
I'm still trying to strip him down.
It takes you.
I think
Shit, I can't remember how long it takes, but I think it takes
either
like
like
5
5 or
minutes or
10
something.
minutes.
No,
One of
it's
those
5 or
2.
10.
because I'm heavy armor.
Oh, it's 10.
I
Would
think
it take longer?
It
if
takes
the
5
price is
minutes.
Actually,
It takes 5 minutes, and it takes basically you can divide that number down depending on how many people are helping you remove it. But the only people who can help you do that are people who are actually proficient in removing the armor, or
And people
proficient
who
in
are
wearing the armor.
Oh.
I am. I think.
I'm not, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I am.
So you can remove it, but it's just kind of a fumbling, frustrating ordeal. As you're
Gurgle
like, this,
is.
Like, damn,
I
you
could.
have a lot of straps.
However, Gurgle does not help because he thinks that removing a dwarf's armor is how you get cursed.
It is.
I cast the Cure Wounds and then I start trying to help him get the armor
no,
off.
you're not disturbed at all.
It's,
The Vistani do not appear to have any signs of coming back, so you can take a few minutes to remove his armor. Meanwhile, Esmeralda kind of looks back and forth. She kind of sits herself down at one of the booths and just kind of looks at things. Why the hell are you all back in Barovia?
You came to buy supplies, and they don't have the supplies I need.
We're not quite as self-sufficient as the Barovians.
That's fair. But I am having issues. She kind of gives a frustrated looks on her face. She says, "You guys have some kind of plan, don't you? You got to look on something like you're trying to do something."
Right. We met Rudolph.
You met who?
Rudolph von Richten.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
They know each other.
Well, I knew they knew each other. I just.
You did know that they knew each other. Yeah. So yeah, with the 17, you see the immediate recognition that comes from mentioning the name in full. And she kind of stumbles over her words. Rudolph von Richten's here.
Yes.
Yeah, he was asking about you too.
No, he wasn't. I asked about you.
Oh, we were asking about you too.
Where is he? What is he doing? Is he?
Well,
Why you want to know?
I resist the urge to smack Gurgle. And he's trying to, well, take care of the vampire problem you have here.
That certainly sounds like him. Did he perhaps disclose what his plan was?
Yes, but I don't know if we should talk about it here.
I don't remember.
She kind of looks over towards the Vistani disappeared. I fear you actually may be right on that one.
Oh, Gurgle's gonna pick up the hag's pin too.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
I'm not sure if Blinkshot dropped that, but it's if wherever you can actually make a perception check to see if you can figure out where it went. Yeah. So with the 23, yeah, no, so at some point during the fight, Blinkshot must have dropped it when his body was being drained dry, and it just kind of rolled across the floor up against the fireplace. But you can recover it without any issue.
Yeah, he gave us this, and oh, I mean, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, this is mine.
Gurgle just put it in his pocket.
Well,
Esmeralda, can you help us get him to our friend's house? We can talk about this in a safer place, and I'll say whatever you need to know, or whatever you want to know.
there is a handout for Rudolph, but it's under Rictavio.
Ah.
I mean, I could help you lift him, but let's tell you, just give him a little bit of rest, and he'll be right as rain.
All right.
Well, we can't just
stay
leave him
for
here.
an hour, then. Didn't you say a moderate?
Maybe he's gonna have to
Too.
take a long sleep, right?
Well, that would certainly help him recover. It may take a little longer than a short rest to help him, but at the very least, it would help him get back on his feet.
Okay, we'll just
take
sit
a
here
short
for a
rest
while
and
then and
get him
do nothing. While everybody's doing that, I'm gonna go over to Bill Drop's Mercantile, which should be right across the street,
It is
Okay.
right across the street, yes.
and get warm clothes. Because I never did when we went shopping last
All
time.
right. So stepping inside and asking him about warm clothes, he will tell you the same thing that he told all your friends. It is 20 gold pieces.
It's 20.
Sorry, actually, I'm trying to remember was it 40 gold pieces? It may have been
We
40.
charges 30.
30. Wow,
It was
my
30.
prices are all over the damn place.
It was 2 gold for normal traveler's clothes. You added 1 for the ride.
Right, yes, okay. Sorry, this happened in my Sunday game too for another game, and I'm like, hold on, I charged them 4 gold pieces. This is a 10 times price. Is it 20? Is it 40? Did I make up a number and I didn't write it down because that's the kind of GM I am? Oh, God damn it. Alright, so yes, 30 gold pieces is the price that he will give you for that.
Is
Sure,
Blinkshot?
that's fair. And I'm gonna give. I'm talking to Bildroth, and I'm gonna can I try to intimidate him?
What are you gonna say to him?
I'm sorry, Tasha is intimidating. Curly is not.
Time pauses as the player makes a decision. Think that this is a turn-based game.
I'm sorry.
It's absolutely fine. No rush. No rush. We got time.
Is Blinkshaw stripped down to skivvies?
Blinkshaw, you have removed his armor. I'll say you've managed to successfully remove his armor.
Alright, and
So he's down to his standard clothing.
I want to cast mage armor on him.
Okay.
So at least if we do get attacked for some odd reason, he's not completely, you know.
So are we taking a short rest here?
That seems to be the plan, or at the very least, people don't seem to be going anywhere. But right now, people are trying to shop. So,
well, I know Tasha went across the shop, but the rest of us were just sitting here in the tavern, right?
yes.
Because Gurgle's going to go exploring upstairs.
All right. Well, Tasha, you are in the middle of trying to be intimidating.
I'm sure you can do better than that, can't you?
No, I can't.
I don't get to roll.
You can absolutely try and roll.
Okay. I don't know what to say to be intimidating though. As Curly. Oh man.
That makes sense.
He just gives you this kind of wide-eyed glare. You can see his eyes are a little lopsided, and one is larger than the other. He says, "I'm telling you what I told your friends. If you're desperate enough for it, you'll pay what I ask."
I shake my head.
And he just in general appears to be a very unpleasant person.
I'm just gonna give him 30 gold so I can get out of here sooner.
All right. You hand over the 30 gold. He points to the selection of what appear to be very heavy winter clothes, some cloaks, others that are just furred with almost robe-like, and others that are literally just large tunics that have been inlaid with what you presume is thick leathers, blubber, and fur. Mm-hmm. And you can make your chip pick. Most of them appear to be large enough, even for a character of your stature, so you can find something to fit you.
Okay. I will do that. And I put it in my inventory. Here we go. I'm gonna go back to the inn. Or Blinkshaw is still laying on the floor, I presume.
Yeah, Blinkshaw is laying on the floor, and Gurgle has snuck off somewhere. Gurgle, you're looking around upstairs.
Yeah, I'm just exploring.
The upstairs of the tavern itself appears to be large, and there are a good number of rooms on the top floor. But even as you go through them, most of them don't appear to be locked. You can just open them up and look right inside, and you see that some of them have wardrobes, desks, some have chests in them. But even after looking over them for 4 or 5 minutes, it doesn't appear that there's actually anything in these. It seems more of just this is where travelers would put their stuff for the night.
Do any of the rooms look like there's like somebody currently staying in them?
It does not appear to be anybody currently staying in these rooms. It appears to be vacant.
Okay, I'll just go back down then.
No, the one that sucked the life force of that Vistani.
That's a haghead.
That's what it was? Okay.
I assume it's a haghead.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was something totally different.
Well, it's a different type, I guess.
Oh.
Well, as Von Richten stated, it was a hag pin. It was a pin that he had procured from hags, but it was something that he had prepared ritually for the ritual that he is preparing. That was an odd way to put that, but yes, that is accurate.
But she clearly wasn't a noble. She didn't have no king's blood in her.
Why didn't we
Ritually
ask
prepared hag pin for preparing the ritual, yes.
Well, I mean, Blinkshaw just kind of like went at it like with purpose. Like he was like, just bam, and I don't know. I thought he maybe knew what he was doing.
I feel like if I had
the spell. It was that Von Richten said that the more powerful, the more king-blooded, the less extreme the effects would be.
Quantity versus quality.
Yeah, he misunderstood and tried to get it off just any old Vistani, and apparently she was the lowest of the low.
I feel like if I had the presence of mind at the time, I probably would have stepped in. But I was.
Well, he just kind of
I'm
did it.
just being silly.
Well, it was the thing. This is not done involuntarily. There was a payment exchange. He said,
Yeah.
if you allow me to prick you for a gold piece or for some gold exchange, and then he did not, pull it out and jab her suddenly. It was more like he pulled it out and he very gingerly moved it towards her as if to prick her with it. It was not something that she seemed to resist.
Mm-hmm. I don't guess that affects the spell though, whether or not she resists it.
It did not seem to. It did not seem to affect what happened to her in the slightest. No.
Okay.
So as you all are continuing to rest, Feldenus, if you want to procure, you can ask Gurgle to see if you can see the hack pin and try and identify it.
Well, I don't know where he's upstairs apparently.
Oh no, he I came back down.
Alright.
He's just hanging out, drinking.
Where are we staying at? 'Cause I want to know.
Probably Ismark's house.
We're gonna. I don't think I can drag Blinkshot by myself, but
Well, after a short rest, you should be able to walk again, right?
hey, Blinkshot, can you get up?
Hey, what up?
No response, really.
Do I need to build like a
Yeah, it's fine.
A pulley system for you?
Yeah, I was gonna have some of it. There was a lot left.
Gurgle will give you a big slap across the face.
Hey, you awake?
Yeah.
Get up! Get up! We gotta go. We can't stay here.
I kind of like
Gurgle.
try to push down, and you can barely even see the strain. I have that little strength.
Gurgle's gonna get behind you and lift your head and try to crawl under you and start pushing you up from under you.
You pretty much feel dead weight. Like
Get
It's
up!
not-
Blingshot is
No!
not an insubstantial individual. You've probably lost quite a bit of weight just from the fact that your muscles have been so reduced, but you're still a very, thick-boned dwarf.
like remember, you guys were actually able to see. You were able to see that my muscles dissipated that much, and I mean, if you've just taken my splint armor off,
yeah.
I
Honestly,
am
yeah, I was gonna say.
still
Actually,
way
now that I think about it,
overpowered.
yeah. Honestly, it probably would have been far easier to remove it, just because you could almost just pull it off of him. It is now so loose, and he's now so loose inside of it. It's almost like he's a size smaller.
Yeah, I'm going to be over encumbered with pretty much anything.
That's why I picked up his pack. So.
It would be difficult for him to move himself, but
Yeah, Gurgle's trying to lift you up.
I have a strength of 14, so.
I'm stronger than Blinkshot, that's all I know.
Would it basically be possible for them to put me in between two of them, with holding onto my arm
yeah,
on either side?
so-
and pushing me?
attempting to lift yourself, it's like it's like coming out of a coma. You feel completely atrophied. If somebody else carrying your things and somebody supporting you, they could support you and help carry you along. That wouldn't be it wouldn't be painful or really uncomfortable for you, but it would still be kind of this odd sensation where you were very much aware you are not moving really under your own volition.
Yeah, like if Tasha and Balin threw an arm over them each.
I might have
them,
to put your arm around my hips, though, because I'm kind of tall.
yeah, but you could walk with me in the middle of you, kind of dragging my feet.
I could just
on the
give you
ground.
a piggyback ride and let you slump over my shoulder.
Sure, that works.
If you weigh a lot less.
We can put you in a bedroll and we can drag you out.
I was also going to say
A
just in
blanket.
just in the entirety of the time that this has all been going on, you could get a short rest.
All right.
If you wanted to, finish up. Again, I mentioned, I'm not sure. Are you going to take the hack pin and identify Wilderness, or are you going to? Is Gurgle going to keep holding on to that?
Gurgle, can I see that hack pin so I can identify it?
Gurgle will look to Tashra, looking for approval.
I wave my hand. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, here you go.
The non-frozen cloak looking to the other non-frozen cloak for permission to deal with the frozen cloaks. Oh, that's fantastic. All right.
Well,
so
just
for
because she yelled at him or coughed when
Yeah.
he
No,
started
that's
to
absolutely
talk.
fair.
It's Zelda. He doesn't know what's up.
There's a
That's
chain of
funny.
command that is being put into place by authority and action. All right, so identifying this Wilderness, it doesn't appear to have any spells you recognize on it, but there's definitely some form of magical effect. It seems like this is some form of you would put it into line of some kind of storage unit. Not one that you would see in, say, darker necromancy. Actually, make an Arcana check as you're looking at this. You're a smart guy, so we'll see how much information you actually get out of it. With the 29, yeah.
Boom.
So this is not. So you have heard of different kinds of storage units. There are obviously storage units that are used for storing souls, that are used by, say, liches and the like. But this is not something that is quite along the line. This is not something that is used to store, say, a soul. But this is something that has drained the life force out of an individual along with their blood. And it is something where it is keeping it basically contained so that it could be used at a later point. Probably something that will be expended in use.
Huh.
Is there a possibility we could take her, the dead Rasani back to the abbot and have him resurrect her and let her go back to the inn, and maybe they won't be mad at us anymore?
Oh yeah, and look, I already have the dress. And Greg will pull out the wedding dress.
Leah, did you relay that information to us that you got from that?
No, it wasn't yet.
Oh.
I wasn't sure if it was just.
Well, I wanted to mention that anyway. Like, maybe we could take her back to the abbot, because we still have two charges on whatever he was going to give us.
You really think using some kind of gift would be worthwhile on... She kind of looks down at her, and there seems to be a look of just... It's not a pleasant look that she gives her.
You're maybe
She's
right.
innocent. She's an innocent that got killed because of something we did. If we can find a way to save her, we should.
She treated you like shit, and she had only her own fortune to look forward to. Did she deserve anything else?
Yeah, mean people suck. You can't go around killing them.
What if
She
one of us
agreed.
dies? It has to be.
Did she not? I can't imagine she would have let something like this happen to her if she didn't agree to it otherwise.
She was paid in gold to get her finger pricked and give up a dash of blood. If we had known that was going to happen and we made the same proposition, we'd be flat out murderers. As of now, we're just kind of murderers.
Well,
Accidents happen.
well, Blinkshaw only offered her 1 gold, and so there's like 299 more that she should have agreed to. She didn't. So I mean, 1 gold. I mean that's her fault. Like she agreed to it.
Look, if one of us
Oh,
dies
yeah.
and we need that gift, maybe we should save it.
Remember when they were trying to sell these potions to get people out, when in fact they would make them in much worse condition? So probably was part of, making other people's lives worse.
Look,
If
it
you all
doesn't
haven't
matter-
realized yet, the Vistana are not good people.
It doesn't
And I
matter
say
whether
that knowing full well that I am Vistani.
Huh.
Yeah, they might not be good people, but this was still someone that got killed for no reason, that did us no harm, and aside from saying some mean shit here and there, and didn't deserve to be killed.
we
This
can't
isn't like
afford-
an oops. We were trying to poke her with a magic fucking needle. We just didn't realize it was going to kill her. We were bullshitting her anyway.
Well, wait, no, I knew it was gonna kill her. I didn't know. Blinkshaw didn't know.
Let's see what Blinkshaw wants to do when he's up.
We can't waste the abbot's gift. If one of us dies and we need it, we're gonna need it. So we can't waste it on someone we don't have any. If we're gonna defeat Strahd.
Yeah, that will be what's it? Collateral damage.
I'd rather not see anything horrible happen to you, fine folks. So if you got some kind of gift waiting for you like that, it would be smart to keep it.
I agree with.
But the
that's
choice
my
is yours. At which point the short rest is going to come to fruition. You guys can take your short rest, heal a little bit, and Blinkshaw, you get 2 points of strength back.
Pretty convenient rationalization. Oh yeah, we just walk away, suffer no consequences, and it's all for the greater good of fighting Strahd or something.
Well, if you want to suffer consequences, you're free to hate on yourself all you want, but I'm fine.
That's fine, Tasha. I'll go ahead and suffer the consequences.
People are gonna die on this trip, right? I mean, we gotta We gotta be prepared for that. I guess this place is dangerous.
At this point, this might actually ruin the short rest or not, but I think Balin's just taking too much. He basically pulls out a dagger and slams it into the table, and I don't have very much intimidating checks, but he's going to glower as best he can, and basically be like, I don't want to talk about this anymore, and I'm sick and fucking tired of it. So drop it.
Gurgle slinks back a little bit and drops it.
It seems like he wants to say more, but he bites his tongue. But God.
Joshua's just sitting up straight. She hasn't moved. Just kind of glares.
He goes back to his short resting.
Which, as I said, is finished at this point.
Yeah.
All right,
You
then.
can take your short rest.
I basically just I'm talking to Blinkshaw and Phil Dennis at this point. Like, just sticking with them. So, how do you feel, Blinkshaw?
Like shit.
But better shit?
Can you walk?
Do you need...
It would be a little wobbly, but you could probably walk by yourself at this point.
Alright, I still only have a strength of 4.
Better than 2.
Go ahead, stand up. Go ahead, stand up.
Gurgle will try to help you out.
I'll sit up for the moment. Just,
No, come on. You gotta get all the way up. Come on, let's get you up. Come on.
you know, like when you're trying to get a drunk person to stand up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Gurgle's doing. he's grabbing one of your
Girl's
wrists.
doing, like,
He's grabbing your wrist and he's trying to pull you up. He's like,
I'm trying to push you away, but it's completely ineffectual and yet still annoying.
I really wish I had the floating discs. So I can just plop them on it and wheel them away.
Well, I was going to say, Phil Dennis, if you needed a name for this session, it's definitely going to be a weekend at Blinkshaw's.
If your strength is 4, I'm only twice as strong as you, so it's not that hard to push me off.
I will crawl over and cast Lesser Restoration. Or I'm sorry, Gentle Repose as a ritual on her.
Alright, so you're going to take 10 more minutes to kind of kneel down and cast Gentle Repose on her.
You know, Blinkshot, to cheer you up, you know, we can arm wrestle and we'll be on even ground.
I will say, look, we don't have to make the decision now. We have 10 days. Let's see what we can accomplish and learn more about these Vistana. They already could have just brought us home, and they refused to. And they
Wait, the Vistani can get us home?
I think that was fake.
No,
I think that was a scam.
they can take us with them, but they refuse to.
But I mean, what do you mean? They can leave this place?
Von Richten has already said that Strahd lets them leave. I think he wouldn't let us leave.
Okay, so like if
It
Strahd
sounds
lets them leave, that's different
sounds
from
like-
they
yeah,
can
it
come
sounds
and
like
go.
they come and go at his will, at his whim, but I don't think it's as simple as we dress up like Vistani and try and sneak out.
Possibly, but
that would be fun.
Blinkshaw believes that they can just, like, if they get in the wagon and travel with the Vistani.
No, I mean, but Balin said that in character, like
Okay, yeah.
the way Von Richten explained it is that they come and go at his pleasure. He allows it to happen. I think they walk into the fog and they go through it. But
Wait,
it's
I
not
thought
something
that-
we can just sneak out on, in the wagon. I don't think that's going to work.
Wait, don't they like travel? Like, don't they like have caravans that travel?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that's what he meant. Like they can come and go and they don't suffer from Strahd. So what he was really saying is that they could come and go out of the mist and just do whatever.
Yeah, but if Barovians could sneak out like that, they probably would.
Huh. Well, we gotta have a different talk with these Vistani, huh?
Let's go somewhere more private for now.
Well, that's what I've been trying to say. Let's get your ass up. Come on.
I'll let you help me up now.
So Gurgle, once you get you on your feet, he will place your hand on top of his head and like let you kind of use him as a cane as you walk. Like you can bear your weight on him.
I fall down the first couple of times that you try to help.
Oh God, what is wrong with you? Come on.
I'm helping out.
Curtin's gonna help you. Can I assist?
I fall down a few more times.
Shit.
It's almost, it would be almost comical if Blinkshaw didn't look so horribly disfigured and maimed at this point.
I wonder why I have a Hawaiian shirt on now.
Oh, is that your mage armor?
Yeah. Weekend at Blinkshaw's is the Hawaiian mage.
No, that's the mage armor. Just that
Yeah.
just like a Hawaiian,
A Hawaiian shirt with like black glasses.
a Hawaiian breastplate. I'll give you my goggles of night. We'll just show
Blue,
you.
blue windbreaker.
So collectively, you all finally manage to pick up Blinkshaw after he continues to stumble and kind of issue him out of the tavern, breaking forth and heading down the streets over towards Ismark's home.
Well,
Like
once we
you
get
go to-
once we get him on horseback, it should be easier, right?
Well, yeah, you could also, lay him over the back of the horse and lead him along. That would be fine too.
Or some could ride with him, yeah.
Do we?
But it's only a couple hundred feet to get over to Ismark's home.
we wave Esmeralda with us as well.
She also follows along. She does not leave you to do your fate.
So we go back to Ismark's.
And getting back to the mansion, as you kind of head up to the front door, giving it a loud knock, it doesn't appear that anybody's currently home.
Uh-oh.
What mansion are we at?
Ismark's.
Can I just open the door?
What was he gonna do? Wait, last game, this is out of character. What did we send him to do? What were we planning to do with him? I can't remember. Something.
Well,
He
at
was
the
going to
end
go
of
to the
last
innkeep
session-
or to buy the goods for us, but then we just went there.
At the end of last session, he basically said that he was going to take care of burying Donovich and
Oh,
handling
right.
that because he needed to be interred properly so he
There
would
we
not
go.
return
Yeah, I
as a
knew.
vampire.
I knew he had something like that. That's why I was like, I think we sent him on a mission of some sort. But
Yeah, but attempting to open the door, it does not even appear to be locked.
I think we let ourselves in. I think he'd understand.
Yeah, we'll just go in.
You are
We
once
can
more
hang a
exposed to
frozen
the.
cloak on the door on the outside, so he knows we're in there.
Okay. Yeah, you
That means
are.
something different in goblin culture.
You can all kind of spread yourselves out amongst the living quarters of this familiar home that you've stayed in twice before. It is still fairly early on in the day. It is not quite night yet. You have all this happened only a few hours after you woke up for the morning. So you can decide how you're going to handle this, and if you want to just continue to rest throughout the day, Blinkshaw, or if you all want to just say screw it and take another day and rest up fully.
Well, we can potentially travel to where we need to go, like for the other city that with the barrenlessness.
What was that one? I thought we were going to the mountains next.
Yeah, but we have to go through Falaki to get there.
At the very least, around it.
And
Yeah.
I guess we can like rest up in the tent. A little bit, just so you can get some strength back, but otherwise the mage armor is at least gonna help you hold yourself a little more.
Can I do short rests on the horse?
Riding a horseback is not really restful.
Okay.
As anyone who is
Why don't we,
strong for purpose on
can we-
horse, it is
Let's-
not a restful state.
Let's get like a wagon or like a what do you call those things? Got a big cover over it. You can travel in it. It's got
If you wanted
wheels,
to use
horses,
my
all that.
wagon, you could use that.
Ah, look, see, there you go. You are such an amazing addition to this group. Thank you.
I've got a bed in the back that I used to sleep, and you can put them on that while we ride.
Done. All right. So, are we ready to go?
I'm so
We
sorry.
need anything else?
Why don't we do that? And Tasha, can you explain to Esmeralda why I just killed someone?
Uh,
And I'll say let's just go.
Well, Rickton has a plan that involves a Vistani doll and Vistani blood. Gave us this pin, and told us to collect the blood of a Vistani, but the higher born of the Vistani, the better and the less blood would be needed. So we pricked the blood of this Vistani, but apparently she wasn't very highborn, and it took all of her blood. So that's how it happened. But his plan involves something to do with a doll made by the Vistani and this pin and this blood. Where did he, out of character, where did he want us to meet him?
He pointed out that there was a tower on a lake that you could meet him
Right.
at.
Right, okay.
Yeah, the
I remember
path that
that
runs
too.
near Lake Verita.
Right. So Esmeralda kind of takes all that in, and at the end she kind of gives us well, that certainly sounds like something Von Richten would try. And if it meant costing a life, then the Vistani would be suitable for it. He certainly doesn't have any love for the Vistani.
We, from the way he explained it, we weren't going to take a speak with Luvash or someone with a little bit more clout, but...
Well, if you ask me, I don't know as much about this as he does, despite it being my own culture. But at the very least, if I had to guess, it would have killed anybody you used this on. It just would have meant that the highborn that you chose, the better the chance of this succeeding.
Well, that's something he didn't mention.
So he wanted us to kill a highborn Vistani.
As I mentioned, he has no love for the Vistani. Being able to use them to end a horror like Strahd would have just been suitable cause. Von Richten is a good man, he is, but he has a determination to get things done. One evil life to end one evil life just seems like just cause to him. And is he not really that wrong? If it meant ending this plight on Barovia, the curse that is, freeing all of its people at the cost of one person, is that not justifiable?
Sorry, guys, I dropped out.
No worries.
Well, so if it's such a lofty and such a lofty goal, how come he didn't ask us to prick you with the pen? You guys used to work together. You're friends. You seem to respect each other. Would you lay down your life to rescue the whole Barovia from Strahd? Or is it just convenient that you sent us to go murder somebody?
I didn't send you to do anything.
The royal you. I think that's a fucked up thing he did.
My plan
And my
was to
point
handle
is,
Strahd the good old-fashioned way, stake through the heart.
I just don't know how you can call someone a good man who would send us out, hit squad without knowing it.
It's not that simple.
Von Richten has seen a lot of suffering in his life. He has lost, he has grieved, and it has made him a hard man for it, but he is still a good man, and I know his intentions are to end Strahd. You know the Vistani of this land work for him, don't you?
Yeah.
If you were to kill a servant of your enemies that would allow you to kill their king, is that not just ends?
I say, at this point, I ask Esmeralda, the doll that Tasha mentioned, is this something that you are able to make?
I already have one.
Oh, that helps.
It's a souvenir from my youth.
In the shape of Strahd?
I'll be back in a second. And she kind of picks herself up and she starts to head toward the door of the tavern. Or not the tavern, the mansion.
Wait, are we following her? Where's she going?
Oh, she said she would be back. If you want to follow her, that is up to you.
She said she'd be right back. Just hang out.
I don't get up. I barely made it.
Yeah, Lakeshaw's determined to follow her. He picks himself up and he stumbles out that damn door. All right, so she leaves the door, closing it. You hear it class behind her. She's gone for longer than a few seconds. It seems like a few minutes. But after a few minutes, you hear just kind of a few raps on the door, and she calls out, "All right, open up."
I get the door.
As you open the door this time, she comes back in. You see that she is carrying with her what appears to be some form of burlap puppet. It doesn't appear to be in a great likeness. This is by and far nowhere near the likeness of, say, the arena dolls that Ezek was having made. But it is a likeness at the very least. You see that there are lines of thread that run through the back of its hair, just at odd angles. It has 2 buttons for eyes, and the mouth is kind of sewn up, almost like it's been stitched. It's been cut open and then stitched back together to have the appearance of a mouth. It is wearing clothes that appear to be the facsimile of the clothes that you have seen Strahd wear in the past, complete with a long red cape. But there appears to also be a hole, almost like a really poorly made ventriloquist dummy that isn't actually made of wood. It seems almost more like a puppet.
Like a hand puppet.
In a way, yes, but it's complete with arms and legs, almost like a real doll would be.
Right.
Is it? I must have missed this. Was it a likeness to someone we recognize, or?
It appears to bear a likeness to Strahd.
Okay.
She said it was Strahd, right?
She just said, "I'll be right back." That's what I'm saying.
No, but I mean, we mentioned that we were the doll, right?
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh, I have one of those."
Explaining it to her. Yeah, I'm assuming you explained the finer details now that you're in a safe, private place where you could actually discuss this.
Yeah.
And she seems to imply that she already had something like this. And now that she has returned it, you can see that, judging by what you've been told by Von Richten, this does seem like something that he was looking for.
All right, then. I guess now we need to go see Von Richten.
Are we gonna head on out now, or you guys hungry?
Hungry, but just curiosity. We just to not neglect the fact that we were attacked by shadows that came from those 3 women. Is that a power that Vistani have, or was that Strahd?
Make a perception check, Leo.
Okay. Was also asking.
I'm asking you to make a perception check as you ask this, as you come to a realization. As you ask this, she just kind of gives you a dismissive look. It's not something that I can do.
I look.
But like, wait a minute. Those shadows are and the shadows dancing in the tents. Maybe that's what's going on.
And after we killed the shadows, I remember you mentioned they didn't have any shadow anymore. Does Esmeralda have a shadow?
She does have a shadow.
Do I have a shadow?
Yes, you do have a shadow.
Okay.
But looking at her shadow, it does not appear to move and act erratically. It seems to follow her movements properly. Like it is just another shadow.
You don't know if there's anything special about Vistani shadows.
I'm afraid that's something that I don't have any real understanding of, no. As I said, she kind of points to her own shadow and just gestures towards it. It's not something that I have any control over. It's not something that I can do. But whether or not this is just some form of dark magic, something that Strahd has organized, the Vistani are his spies. Wouldn't put it past me if they had a way to aid in that.
So you talking all this not about the Vistani and how you're a Vistani. So like, how does that apply to you?
I
Like, why are
don't
you
serve
different?
Strahd.
But like, why are you different?
Because I choose not to serve Strahd.
And all the other ones choose to serve him?
She kind of considers that for a second. I'm not sure if all of them do, but I imagine any of the ones that you would find in this realm would.
While we're sitting here, what's your story? You obviously left the rest of your clan.
That is a long and complicated tale.
Well, we got a long ride ahead of us.
All right. One of you can make me a persuasion check, and since you were both trying to convince her, you can also get advantage on that check. But one of
Okay,
you is going to have to make a persuasion at advantage.
Well, what's your charisma?
8.
Mine's 9.
Same as everyone else's charisma.
All right, I'll do it.
This is the anti-charisma crew with the exception of Phil Dennis, but he never talks to anyone unless it's to like ask a question.
Hey, I got a
Hey!
16.
Well, with a 16, you see her kind of consider it for a second. Well, what exactly are you looking to know? You want to know why I came to work with Van Richten, why I don't work with Vistani, or what?
Well, I just want to know what you deal with, like not being Vistani and with Strahd. But Tasha probably wants to know some more, so you should answer her questions.
You say you're Vistani, but you obviously don't seem to know much about them. When did you leave them, and why?
I left him when I was really young. I was traveling with a group, a caravan, a family. And in the process of traveling with them, we stayed at Von Richten's home. He offered us hospitality, and he wanted something from them. He wanted to ask them something. He wanted to learn something from them. I can't remember what it was, but when it came time to repay the favor, he couldn't. So he said that they could take what they wanted, and they took his son. And once they took his son, and he came to realize what it is, he wanted to retrieve his son, but, well, our family delivered him to a vampire. And he was turned. And to hear him tell that story was horrifying. I was never a fan of that. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel justified just because he owed us something that we could just take what we wanted. So I left. I didn't want anything to do with that family, and I decided to leave and handle things on my own. It's why I found Von Richten. It's why I wanted to learn from him. I wanted to do what was right. He had slayed the vampire at that point, of course, but apparently he had to kill his own son in the process. From there, I spent some time with him. I grew with him. Wasn't that long, only a few years. But at that point, we continued to grate on each other. It was difficult to get along, so we parted ways. It was easier than growing to hate each other instead of forcing ourselves to stay together just because it was effective. Which it was becoming less so as time went on.
What brought you here?
I had heard rumors that he was coming here to deal with Strahd. I was hoping that I could beat him here and do it first. He's old.
He didn't know you were here when we told him, so...
I didn't know he was here already. That's a complication. It means I need to be faster.
Maybe you guys need to suck it up and start working together one more time.
He won't allow it. He always keeps people at arm's reach. That's the way he operates.
Seems rather counterproductive.
Well, he has his reasons. Whatever they may be. And you can just hear that bit of bitterness when she says it like that.
Figure it would just be simpler if we could combine our strength and work together instead of trying to beat each other out.
You
now
might
I'm
think
distracted
that.
by Hawaiian Santa Claus.
All right, as another hour passes, Linkshaw, and you continue to rest, you get one more point of strength back. The D4s are being very unkind to you right now.
That's all right.
Well, maybe we should head out.
Where?
Well, we have the doll and we have the pain. It's probably time to... I mean, the mountains are a stop soon, but I think we should get this to Lake Verita first, if this is something that will be a weapon against Strahd.
From what I remember, the pass that we want to take for the mountains is fairly close to where he pointed, right?
I also think we should take a roundabout way or a less obvious way, considering if we do have the makings of a weapon against Strahd, I don't want to run into him on the road. I don't want to have a repeat of the medallion or whatever. He obviously is keeping an eye on us. He's playing his game. So if we're rushing to go get a weapon made for it that will hurt him, my guess is we're gonna have to be careful that it actually gets to where it's going, because he likes to fuck with us.
Right.
Well, that's a fine plan, but there's only one road through the valley. Unless you want to scale a mountain on horseback to get there.
If we were in Skyrim, that wouldn't be too hard. I'm sorry.
Barovia is not Skyrim, though. I would
I know,
play
I
the
know.
fuck out of a game if it was Skyrim in Barovia. That'd be fucking badass.
Horses are pretty good at climbing in Skyrim. But that's beside the point.
Well, those are also basically mountain horses. These are
Yeah,
you guys do
and-
not have
and it's a
mountain
video
horses. Yeah, and it's a video game. Physics don't apply.
Phil Dennis, you know any magics or methods that we can use to get to where we're going without taking the road? I mean, I don't know nearly as much as you do, but teleportation circles, turning into a bird, I don't know. Can you turn into a bird?
I can make us all fly if I had the materials.
That could work.
We can fly. What do you need? What do you need? I'll get it.
I need ink. That is very expensive and kind of mystical in arcane nature.
They don't have it anymore.
No.
We've looked.
Where do
Hold on. I remember that Esmeralda was invisible when we first met her. So I asked her. I have a feeling that you know what Phil Dennis is talking about.
If you're talking about spell books, I'm afraid I can't help you on that. I'm no wizard.
I need just ink. That's all I need. That's super.
Is everybody
Super
breaking
fine.
up for everyone?
Well, let me do some book reading as you guys discuss amongst yourselves.
What did you say? Lucia?
Chris, can you repeat yourself?
Hey,
Or did we lose you?
Oh,
Chris, you there?
hey, I'm here.
oh, okay.
I didn't hear anything after asking Esmeralda.
He
It's
said
okay, we
he
didn't
was
hear you
gonna read the
either.
book.
Okay.
But we were asking, what did you say? So we can all clarify.
Yeah. Yeah. So remembering that she was invisible when we first met her, I asked.
No, she said she's no wizard to that.
Oh, okay. That was all I heard. Or,
Oh.
like, I didn't hear anything after asking the first question.
So we're talking about ink, but I mean, Phil Dennis, didn't you say that you could turn into a bird?
I can do that too.
Can you turn us all into birds?
Nope.
No, but at the very least we could go one way and you go the other. But I mean, just as I assume it would be faster, but I don't know.
I'm sure it's a good idea to split the party.
Yeah, whenever
It's always a good idea.
goblins split up, they never come back.
Maybe there's a way through the mountain. Like those old books I read about, like, dwarves going through mountains and finding rings and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, like, there's usually like people like living inside mountains. Like, I mean, there's probably a way in, but I tell you what, if there is, it's probably really dangerous.
I don't know if we have time to search for a way into the mountain.
We should totally avoid going inside any kind of like caves and stuff.
Do you not like caves?
It's just memories.
I think you have an excellent idea, Balin. But if Strahd is as powerful as we know he is, he'll find us if that's what he's trying to do. On the
he's
road,
also-
we can at least have the wagon.
Okay. I just think that he might not see and hear everything. Yeah, he's powerful, but he's also arrogant and cocky and bored. So I don't know if he'd even expect us to do something like that. That's why I brought it up. I mean, if we can't, we're not going to beat him in a one-on-one fight, not like this. So all we can really do is outthink him. It's basically the only advantage we have is that he's been living the same life for hundreds and hundreds of years in this shithole. And he's been doing this over and over again. He knows the entire, the lay of the land. He knows the entire court way better than we do. The only thing we can do is be unpredictable to get him off balance. That's all. We should all start thinking that way.
We can all turn into very beautiful women, and then he would want us. And then we all backstab him, like Caesar.
Who's Caesar?
Another guy I read in the book.
The salad dude.
Salad dude.
The guy who invented salad.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if we take the road, but at least maybe let Phil Dennis carry the pin and the doll, and if he has to make a quick getaway, if we do encounter Strahd, maybe he can make a run for it.
Sounds good to me.
Are we sure we want the pin and the doll on one person?
Well, if that one person can turn into a bird and fly away. The idea here is to play keep away from Strahd.
Thing is, I don't know how long it lasts. I don't know. I've never done it before.
I think you've got a better chance, and so that's all we're looking for.
Can't vampires turn into bats though? Couldn't you just follow him?
Yeah, but then, I mean, unless we're all dead, but then I don't know. Raven versus bat, who flies faster?
Oh, maybe
you
I
can
can.
probably fly as just as a regular person too. But if we're playing this game, we might as well have at least one person with a fly speed.
Meta-wise, I can like.
Just getting more and more unnecessarily complicated.
I can fly and then dash fly and then misty step to get a little farther. That'd be really funny.
Do all the same things, but even still, I just think that
Escape.
yeah, just having someone, and this isn't like you just pack up and go the minute if we see him or if we encounter anything. I'm just saying, if it looks like another scenario where we're going to get punched through the chest 100 times again, at least one person has the package and can get the hell out of there faster than everybody else. And you know where you're going, Lake Verita, follow the path, find Renekton. But yeah, we'll all go. I'm just saying, be aware of potential ambush.
Okay.
I hope it doesn't come to that.
We gotta start thinking like that though about everything. This isn't like a jolly little adventure. This is a fucking trap labyrinth that he set up. Everything we're encountering, the visions, the portents, all the things that we've been thinking about, we've been searching for, that he set this stage for this reason. So we need to go to all of these. We need to follow the reading to navigate the game, but he stacked the game in his favor. So we have to start thinking like that the whole time. Basically everything we do is probably a trap. We had fucking tree blights. Every time we've followed up on a lead, it's led to a caper and then a Strahd appearance and then something horrible happening.
As this discussion continues to go on, Blinkshaw, another hour will pass. You get 3 points of your strength, and you all hear. Did you all lock the front door?
No.
No.
Right.
No.
You hear the front door open.
Okay.
Gurgle draws his bow.
I'm gonna
just crane
walk
my
into
head.
the hallway and look.
Yeah, I'll just turn over and say, "Is it?" and see if it's
It is Eastmark that is coming in the front door. He
Hope
kind
you
of
don't
opens
mind.
it up and he looks over and he says, "I didn't expect you all to be back over here so soon."
Yeah, we had some bad luck at the tavern.
But he knew we were there because of the frozen cloak hanging on the doorway.
Goddamn right he did.
Boy, I didn't say anything. He kind of steps in, and as he steps in, he looks over and he sees Esmeralda just kind of sitting there. And there's a moment where they kind of share a glance, not a glare, just kind of like a glance of trying to understand, almost like they're sizing the other one up. And towards this,
She wants the same thing that we all do. To deal with Strahd.
is that so, Vistana? And she just kind of looks. She doesn't smile. She just kind of has got like a placid, stern look on her face. That's so. And they kind of resume their staring at each other in silence.
So you also have one less Listana in town now.
And that's why the tavern didn't work out.
What happened there?
Skinny Bone Jones over there.
We got some bad advice, and it got a Vistani killed, and it's kind of our fault, but also apparently not exactly our fault.
Right.
Part of what will help get to Strahd was what we understood to be a prick of Vistana blood. It ended up draining her entire body of blood and killing her.
Are you sure it's wise to tell everyone every detail of our plan?
Well, I mean, one of them is a vampire hunter, and the other one's sister was kidnapped by Strahd. I'm pretty sure these two are okay. But yeah, we probably shouldn't tell that story to everybody.
Sure.
Typically, it would be my duty now to arrest somebody who has murdered someone in town.
Well, it was a transaction.
Shall we leave before you got back?
I think it would be best if you left. I can't bring myself to arrest people who are working to save my sister and stop Strahd. And I won't go after you. You can be sure of that.
We don't want to put you in an awkward position with the rest of the town. I'll get up.
We can even trash the place and make it look like we made the right.
That is not necessary.
Gurgle, don't.
Yeah, Balin's like kind of holding a. Balin's holding on like a vase, like he's smash it. Oh, fine.
Wait, are we tearing this place up? Did I miss something?
No.
No.
I say I'm still very tired. May I go lie in your wagon?
Yeah, we'll get there now. Ismark just kind of steps to the side to let you start to move by. You see that the information seems to kind of weigh on him. He's not happy about it, but it also doesn't appear to be like he's unhappy with you. He's just kind of unhappy with the situation as a whole.
And I'll tell him as we go out, I'll stop and say, look, I tell you this because I do want you to know that we are doing everything we can to get to Strahd and to get your sister back. I don't want you to do something rash and we lose you as well. I promise we'll get to her.
I will trust you on that.
And when all is said and done, we'll come back here and stumble.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, you cut out, Keith.
Oh, I said, and then Balin says to Ismark, and when we're done with this quest, we will, or some of us will, come back here and face the repercussions if there are any for that crime.
If all of this ends with Strahd being defeated, then, well...
That will be our community service. Got it.
He doesn't kind of have a response to that phrasing of it, but he doesn't... Yeah, he kind of tilts his head one way and then nods at another, like he's trying to find a way to parse it, but it's just not coming to him.
Yeah, actually, I want to
You cut out, Keith.
Hold on. Yeah, not be responsible for or face the music for that crime, but we'll come back and make it right. Because I just remembered I'm chaotic good. Not lawful good.
Alright, at this point, Esmeralda can also continue to lead Blinkshaw out. You see that her wagon is not necessarily parked nearby. She seems to have parked it a decent ways out of town. It took her a few minutes to actually go and retrieve this particular doll. And as you walk up to it, you can see that, one, it doesn't appear to have any horses. It appears to just be a standard wagon, purple and gold, very brightly colored, which almost stands at a horrible abstract contrast to the dreary, dull gray green of everything else, the grass, the trees, and everything else. And as she kind of leads you up to it, she kind of takes a deep breath. Okay, so your friends are going to ride the horses and you're going to be riding with me. Right?
Correct.
Sure.
What are we going to do with your horse?
We have we've been doubling up because we only have 4 horses,
Yeah.
right?
We have 3 horses, I think.
Or 3 horses.
Yeah,
So I
mine.
think Leo and Purple have been doubling up.
Fair enough.
So
Alright.
Can I ride in the wagon with you? Or do I have to ride on a horse?
you have to ride my horse, Gurgle.
I don't know if I'm very good at.
Well, I mean, there's 3 of us besides Gurgle. There's Tashra, me, and Balin.
Oh, true.
We can ride the 3 horses.
Esmeralda kind of leans down and whispers in Linkshaw's ear, I would rather not have the sticky-fingered goblin in my wagon, please.
I
Gurgle.
know.
Yeah, Gurgle, you're gonna have to scout out front. Gurgle, since I'm gonna be riding a horse, you should probably be the one scouting up ahead anyway. So, it's probably easier that way.
I'll
Joshua Dennis and I can ride. Blinkshaw can go in the wagon. Although Blinkshaw in the wagon last time didn't end too well. I kind of smirk at him, like first time I've smiled since we murdered someone.
I will
But you want me to run ahead of the horses? Like, horses are a lot faster than me.
yeah.
Yeah, fair point. You can ride with me anyway. Just keep an eye out.
All right.
I will say, would you like to use my horse to pull the cart? And I kind of look around for the
I
horses.
think at the windmill we already saw that her cart goes without horses, didn't we? At the windmill?
I didn't get to ask her about it though.
Oh, okay.
Lake, is it actually a van?
It is not necessarily a van, no.
It's like an Escalade or something like that.
It
really
appears
fast
to
with
be.
the horses.
It appears to just be a full-backed wagon. It doesn't have a canvas top. It has a hard top. Purple and gold on all sides, and you see that while there isn't really a space on the front of it to sit, presumably you would sit on the very top.
They had carriage.
But also as he's kind of like taking you over to the Bambling Shaw, she just kind of says, "Wait here for a second," and then she kind of leans down and she crawls underneath the wagon.
What she's doing? I'm not going to like aggressively look, but am I able to see what she's doing?
She disappears underneath it. It is large enough for her to disappear underneath it, so you'd have to kind of lean down and look underneath it to see what she's doing.
All right, I'm going to give her privacy. She's letting me go in the wagon.
So you see that she crawls underneath it, and after a few seconds, the back door of the wagon kind of just opens up. And she kind of gestures you inside.
Will I be able to get out, or do I need you to crawl under the wagon to open this again?
No, you can get into the back door.
Okay. Get in.
Yeah, you climb in. You see the back of the wagon is actually fairly nice. It's all neatly arrayed. There's a fair amount of stuff in here as I'm flipping through pages and pages and pages. I'm wondering why I haven't got myself fucking papers for this shit yet. I keep meaning to do it, and I just never do it when I go to the store. You can see in the back of the wagon is... I'm on the right page, and I'm not seeing the... There's the wagon. Here we are. You see inside the back of the wagon, all of this stuff is also, if it's on the floor, it appears to be either attached or tucked into a corner where it won't move, presumably while the wagon is in motion. You see what looks like a wooden trunk covered with claw marks, a narrow wardrobe. Adorning the walls are all different kinds of things, such as a climber's kit, a disguise kit, a healer's kit, even a poisoner's kit. In one corner, or hanging from one side, you see what looks like a lyre with golden strings. In another corner, there's a sculpted wooden cage holding a chicken and a silver ewer with what looks like 5 chicken eggs in it. There's a tiny wooden box tucked underneath on a shelf. Sets of copper pots and pans, 3 sets of manacles, a shovel, yet another wooden chest that is tucked in a different section of the wagon. Look like spell scroll tubes. In one corner you see what looks like an entire map of Barovia with certain locations marked on it. And a bed, which is set in the far back that is just kind of tucked into the wagon itself, and she gestures over to that.
I'll say, I like your map. Do I recognize anything on the map that she doesn't have marked off?
No, it appears like her map has been very dutifully marked off.
Including the Wizard of Wines?
Including the Wizard of Wines.
I ask her if it's okay if I study the map as we travel.
If you want, sure.
I promise
come in
not
handy?
to touch anything else.
And honestly, it is so handy that at this point, I'm going to move you over to the Barovia map that has been fully revealed.
Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I start
As you
chopping
know-
it down.
As you now,
I was gonna say,
yeah, you
someone
can.
get Phil Dennis in the room.
Well, Phil Dennis is not in the wagon, so unfortunately, he doesn't see the map. He is currently on horseback.
I will ask if...
Oh, and there's one more thing that you do see along the interior of the wagon that I didn't mention. You can see what looks like to be 200 vials of alchemist fire that are lined around the very top of the interior of the wagon.
Do I know what alchemist fire is?
Alchemist fire, yes, you would know, because this is a fairly common thing that you can acquire just from even an adventuring store. Alchemist fire is a substance that, when exposed to air, it explodes violently and burns.
That's not going to fall, is it?
No, that's just a little failsafe if somebody tries to get in my wagon that I don't want in my wagon.
You won't be in your wagon, right?
She just... It's safe, trust me. I wouldn't sleep in if it wasn't safe. She kind of points towards one side of the wagon where you can see that there is some kind of wire that has been led from the last end of a vial over to what looked like the door, but it has been tied off into what looks like just a knob next to the door. That's why I crawled in through the bottom of the wagon.
I am glad that you are on our side.
She gives you a polite smile. You'll be safe in here as long as something doesn't actually... Well, it'd have to take something pretty big attacking the wagon to cause an issue with that, but don't worry about it. Enjoy the bed, look at the map if you like.
I can jump out the back door anytime.
You can use the back door safely, yes.
Okay.
At which
If I
point
hear
she kind of...
something, I'm coming out.
She steps out the back door. She closes it, but you can see that yes, there doesn't appear to be any trigger now that would trigger these flasks. That if you were to use the back door, it does appear to be safe. And you see her. Well, you don't see, but you hear as she climbs up on top of the wagon and calls to the others. All right, he's ready. Is everybody else good to go?
I think so.
Ready as we'll ever be.
She mutters something quietly to the front of the wagon, and you see as 2 spectral horses bound from the thin air and take place in front of it. Reins kind of appear from thin air and run up to her hands.
Do I hear what she mutters?
Unfortunately, it was muffled through the wagon itself.
Can you reveal where the lake that we're going to is on the... I'm sure the name is just covered up.
Actually, yes, that's a very good point. The lake there is the name is covered up. I can reveal those locations too because it is on the map. Lake Beartalk is there. Mount Gawkis is down here. Mount the Smallish Woods, because all of these locations are marked on her map. Because for whatever reason, her map is extremely well put.
She's been traveling.
Should we try our luck with Valaki first, or just go straight to the lake?
I think we've been lucky enough as is so far, don't you?
Is it going to take a long time to go around Valaki? Why don't we just, sneak through?
Take too long, from what I remembered last time.
I thought it would take too long to go around it, so it would be shorter then?
Yeah, we went around.
The settlement itself doesn't extend all the way to the woods. There is room for you to just ride around it. You don't have to enter the city proper to go through or around.
Okay.
it would basically just be like it's not like trying to go through Nashville and having to go around Nashville. It's more just like, oh, there's a wall here. Let's just turn left, circle around the wall, and get back on the road. There's nobody's
Yeah.
going to stop you from doing that.
At least they can try.
I realized that fell flat for literally everybody except for maybe Curly, and even that she may not have any idea what I'm talking about.
No,
It's
I know,
impossible.
I know.
It's impossible to get into Nashville proper without going like through the very specific highway system. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, New York is bad enough to drive around. I figured it was the same.
Yeah. Well, well, driving around there is a nightmare too, but it's more of like getting into it is a pain in the ass too. Just because it's like it's not just like pull off into a road and then you're in the city. It's like, all right, we got to follow this highway system, take a turn on this highway system on that. Now we're on that one, and now it's like, oh, we're finally pulling into the streets that lead into the city, and now we're just in traffic. But yes, all right, so you can.
Traffic.
All right, so you all begin to ride off down the road. You see her horses; they almost seem to trot slowly. They don't appear to go very quickly, but despite that, they are keeping a very good pace ahead of you. Almost like these spectral horses are supernaturally capable of moving at some form of fascinating speed. But you make good progress riding on horseback. And even despite the fact that this is late in the day, you all carry yourselves quickly along the Old Svalich Road, crossing over the river, which you are now aware, Blinkshaw, is named the Eagles River. And you begin to circle around towards the Old Gallows, which connect via two-path either to the Searpool encampment and are fed from the Sear Falls. C immediately turns left, though, and avoids the side road that leads to the encampment and begins to track down the road that you all came down the first time.
That's a good idea.
With quick passing, you all cross over the same familiar drawbridge that is fed by the Sear Falls, the waterfall pouring off about 300 feet in the distance here. And you will make even better progress winding up these mountains. Her carriage slowing only for a moment as the large gates here open automatically, allowing your passage, much as they've done twice before. And as you ride on past and through the mountains, getting into these woods, you see that she slows and stops. And you hear her call out, she doesn't call anything out, sorry, but she says she's looking at something that is ahead of her down the road.
I want to look. Can I see what it is?
As you kind of ride up behind her, you can see that there is a figure on the road. As I'm trying to find the page that I'm looking for, give me 1 second.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I really hope that's not Strahd.
It's probably like Gurgle being hung from a tree.
What? No, wait,
Perception
what?
check.
I'm right here.
Oh, you weren't here for the gallows thing, were you?
So yeah, as you start to get closer, all of you can see a figure walking alone on the path itself. You see that they walk with a determination about them, almost like they are not afraid of this land itself, despite the fog that seems to grip and pull at them as they do. They are clad in rusty armor, and they clutch a gleaming longsword in a pale hand. And you see that just looking at them, they almost look like they're ready for a fight.
Have I gained any more strength back during this trek?
You've been on the road for another hour, so we'll roll another d4. You get 4 points of strength back.
I like that D4.
Should we go around this guy? Or
Can I whatever the term for the opposite of dismiss is, undismiss Archimedes
Summon?
and have him. Well, he's already summoned. I already found the familiar, but he's been dismissed for a while, like in a pocket universe. So I'm just gonna bring him back, like as far away as I can, have him fly up and see if he can get a good look at the guy from above. Like,
Well, at this point, they're standing less than 50 feet away from you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Esmeralda has
So-
stopped because they're directly ahead of her, and the rest of you have seen it easily because you all are riding up next to them.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm gonna do that and make sure he's up in the air, keeping an eye out on things, so we can get a bird's eye view.
does he look aggressive? Like he's, I'm gonna kill you.
Well, they look ready for a fight, but they aren't, charging at you or screaming at you at the moment.
Just walking away from us?
Though they actually appear to be walking in your direction.
To get out of the wagon because we stopped and I'm afraid of this fire.
Okay.
I guess I'll be the. Hello there.
Right,
Nice
you-
evening out tonight.
So you call out to them, and you do not get a response. At this point, it's probably within 30 feet of you, and you can all see that the figure is pale, and they look undead.
Cool.
All right, Balin, this is your department.
I ask, Esmeralda, do you know who or what this is?
I cast hold person.
You would know that wouldn't work, Leo.
You're right, it wouldn't work. I just looked at it. Blink shot, we have some undead people up here in front.
At this point, you can. So as you kind of look at them, I would like anybody who would wants to make me an insight check, please.
I would love to.
Sure.
Right. It's not a difficult insight check, but apparently Balin is he's a little shooken up more than this. The rest of you kind of looking at this individual, you can see that there is just an undying hatred in their eyes.
All right, Balin, come on, really, do something.
Who are they looking at?
You can see that there is an undying hatred in their sunken eyes, but on top of the hatred, there is still an intelligence there. This is not just some mindless zombie.
Come on, Balin, do something. I'm dead.
Why am I the zombie guy again?
You're a necromancer.
Stop where you are, I'm gonna blast you. Don't want to say that.
Who goes there? I call out ahead.
Nah. That didn't work.
Alright, when you call out who goes there, the figure stops and kind of holds itself there for a moment. Who goes there?
I hate these things.
We are the Frozen Cloaks. And Tasha.
I nod.
Don't tell him who I am. He's undead.
Why do you travel here?
To get to the other side?
But
I haven't seen you here.
Are you gonna let us pass?
We travel to go past Valaki.
He can't speak gnome, I'm sorry.
All right. You see he kind of starts to tremble forward again, not in an aggressive way, just kind of moving back as he was. Then be gone.
Where do you head? Does this guy look like he just died?
He does not look recently dead. He looks like his body has seen decay over a long period, but is still mostly intact.
And he has a glowing sword?
He does appear to have a gleaming longsword.
Gleaming as in magically, or as in like, ooh, that's fancy and shiny?
It does not. It's kind of a thing where, in stark comparison to the fact that his armor is rusted,
Gotcha.
and his body is very decayed, his sword does not appear to have seen any loss at all.
It catches the light really well.
That doesn't exist. Yes.
Esmeralda, do you know
Perhaps
patrolling
we can
undead?
help you out.
Sorry, it's two different things.
Wasn't there something about a sword in the fortune?
You can't help. Or can you?
Depends.
What are
What's
you
your
trying
problem?
to do?
Who do you call master?
Nobody.
Ourselves.
Gurgle looks between Blinkshaw and Tashra.
Ourselves.
I'm gonna give you inspiration for that, just because. God damn it, Kirkle.
Sweet.
You see him kind of stop again. And there's another moment of him just kind of standing there. You see his body kind of stands at awkward angles, kind of like his bones aren't set in the right way. Who do you call enemy?
I don't know if I want to tell you, because if it's the wrong person, you may attack us. Who do you call
I
enemy?
think it's a worse answer, honestly.
I say, I look around. I look up in the air. Is there anybody around?
Make a perception check.
Can Archie do as well?
With the 12, you don't see anything. Well, if Archie wants to make a check too.
I call enemy anyone who attacks me or my allies.
He does have advantage, so 16.
You guys don't see anything around.
Yeah, we don't have time to discuss this, so I'll just flat out answer. Strahd is our enemy.
Strahd.
Did he say
Alright.
who's Strahd?
No, he just kind of said Strahd in a very exasperated way.
Okay.
Balin's
Can I,
like,
can I
look,
can
if
I
they're here to kill us,
insight
they're gonna
that?
kill us.
like the way he says
Travel to
Strahd?
Argenvost. Speak with Vladimir Horncard.
I'm sorry, you've got something in your throat. Can you repeat that?
Actually, did
I wasn't gonna say.
Vladimir hold? Or
Somewhere hold, talk to Vladimir or something.
Unfortunately, you see that apparently due to some form of his undead nature, it is just difficult for him to form coherent words.
Yeah, I figured. I just wanted
Does
to
it
know.
I also
sound
couldn't hear
like
because we're like
anything I
talking over
looked
each
at?
other. Yeah.
Does it sound like anything I looked at on the map?
Make an insight check, Blakeshaw, to see if you properly understood what he was saying.
Wouldn't that be perception?
No, this would be an insight, because you're just trying to figure out the words. So it sounded like he said something that you did see on the map. It sounded like a place called Argenvost.
Where on the map did I see it?
So you saw Argenvost. It's not actually marked on this map, but I will tell you where that is on this.
Okay.
So Argenvost is located here.
Ah.
And I will.
And I in Blinkshaw character, I will say, who should we say sent us?
I don't remember.
How will they know we are not enemies?
If you are enemy to Strahd, you are Vladimir's ally.
It's one thing I've learned: the enemy of my enemy is not always my friend. It's sometimes just another enemy.
Thank you, Spirit. We appreciate it.
Where are you headed right now?
I wander, seeking Strahd's minions to slay.
Well, hey, you can come with us.
That's okay. He's got his own thing.
But he's gonna kill. He doesn't like Strahd either. Why don't take him? You're a necromancer, like you should know. You can like bring him along. Go on up.
You want me to lead you there? I will.
Look, see, he said he'll even take us.
I kind of turn. Blinkshaw and Esmeralda are visible, right? Like
Yeah.
they're inside.
No,
Blinkshaw got out.
they're all outside of the other
Yeah, I
wagon.
kind of turn to Blinkshaw and then Dwarven. I'll say, I want to get the package dropped off, and I really don't want to walk around with that guy talking to Gurgle for the next 3. That's going to be the noisiest thing on earth. I'm just going to kill myself.
Is there somewhere that we can meet you when
Wow.
Meat.
if we need to take out enemies of Strahd?
When we find minions.
Speak with Vladimir.
All right.
Well,
Let me take a selfie with you. So I can show
Oh my god.
that we're okay. That we're buddies.
Do you actually like hold up pretend to have a phone in your hand? Because
No.
that's kind of my
I don't
minor
know if you
illusion.
say that either.
You're taking this. Do you know what a selfie is in
There.
Goblin?
Now he can actually see where Argynvost Holt is. It took me so long to get that into position in a way that actually appears like is readable.
Blink show. I turned the lighter Phil Dennis gave me at you because it's vaguely square shaped, and it's just got a picture of you and him, like, yeah, you and the zombie guy, like arm in arm, like throwing up peace signs. And I dismissed the illusion. Yeah, you got your selfie. Don't worry.
Alright, due to the fact the conversation seems to turn and shift, you see that he kind of like, after a moment, he seems to lose track of where he is, and then he kind of turns and just heads off into the woods.
I turn to
Goodbye, mysterious dead man.
Yeah, from now on, if anyone asks us who our enemy is, let's just say Strahd. Because, I mean, they're either going to try and kill us or they're not. Or we're going to have to try and fight them eventually anyway. So let's just get it out of the way.
But we should ask them first who they're enemy. This way, if they say somebody that's not Strahd, we could lie and they get to jump on them.
You were saying, Blink Show?
Esmeralda, have you ever run into him before?
She just shakes her head back and forth.
Didn't suppose what revenants? I don't know why a revenant would be out here like this.
Do I know what a revenant is?
Make a religion check.
I should be much better at this. Oh,
A revenant is an individual who was so hate-filled and so had so much purpose with them when they died that they didn't just die. They reanimated as an undead. And that they are individuals who cannot rest until they have finally succeeded in accomplishing what they want. Typically, the death of whatever wronged them or whatever they truly despise.
well then I want to help them achieve that because it sounds like killing Strahd, and it would get rid of undead.
Can we take a short break here? Because I gotta go do something. Okay.
We're at the 2-hour mark. We'll take a 10-minute break.
Alright, cool.
All right, cool.
All right, we will meet back at 8 minutes. The hour sharp.
Alright.
All right.
Do 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 do.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
I'm back.
Me too.
I'm here.
Just need Chris.
But I've got food, so I'm gonna mute myself while I'm not talking.
All right.
All right, well, here. Let's rock this.
All right. So the figure has wandered off into the woods, leaving the passage. And without anything barring your way, Esmeralda kind of moves to begin riding once more. Though obviously she is going to wait for Blinkshot to get back into the wagon before she takes off on this one.
How do I get back in safely?
Well, presumably since the back door allowed you out, you could just get back in the same way without it causing you any issues.
I ask her to make sure. And then I get back in and lie back down.
Alright, yeah. She will tell you, it's fine, Blinkshaw. You can get back in without any issues. Alright. And you all begin to ride yourselves along the trail, passing by the old windmill that you have visited once before, but riding quickly around through the valley along the road. Ahead of you, the settlement of Valaki does quickly come up, but as soon as she rides up near it, she immediately begins to turn and circle around the southern side of the wall of Valaki.
I will have Archimedes just take one look up ahead and then kill it and now scare people.
Every time he's like, I hate flying around as a fucking skeleton. It's the worst. I don't like this. Why do you make me do this? Why aren't you going to fix me?
When we get out of here, buddy, there's a lot of things I don't like about Barovia, but we all have to suck it up. What do you want to come back as next time? You want to be a pony?
Are you saying this out
Yes.
loud or is it telepathic?
Make me a pony, Balin. Make me a pony.
Now I gotta pull up the spell and see if pony is listed.
It is not.
All right,
You
well,
have made a promise that you can't keep.
not necessarily. I'm a very bad magician, so I could just make.
Alright, so circling around the village of Valaki, you come out to a crossroads here, one that leads to 4 different directions. At this point, she immediately turns to head off towards the north. You immediately realize also that this is apparently the location. This seems familiar to where would lead you down to Berez. You passed this way before and you were aware of this, but again, this is just the location that will lead you down to Berez. Just for your own notes. And as she rides off to the north, the day finally starts to come to an end, making a surprising amount of time before dusk starts to set in the land, as you come upon a massive tower set before an even equally massive lake. And I wasn't turned to this page during the break because I don't know why, but that's fine.
Okay, so as we get closer, yeah, I'm looking for let me get the exact writing, what exact wording up. He said the path. Hold on, I'll find it. The path that runs near Lake Baratok.
Well, Esmeralda seems to have followed this path with an assuredness of where she should be going.
Okay.
Assuming you explained this to her before you started, because obviously it would be difficult to.
Yeah, I did say the path that near Lake Baratok.
Yeah. All right. So as you follow along the path, you come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop buttresses that support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower, within sight of the entrance, is a familiar, barrel-topped wagon spattered with mud.
Clear?
It is red
like
and blue. It is
Yeah.
the one that you have seen von Richtenrod on. Esmeralda kind of pulls her wagon in alongside it and stops. And after a moment, you see that their horses just kind of fade away into nothing. She kind of taps on the top of the wagon. There, Blinkshaw.
I'll scramble out.
All right. You have managed to successfully reach the place without blowing up.
Did I gain any strength back on the last set of the
At this point, you have gone so far that you will have taken several rests, and unless I roll a 1 3 times in a row, you
Even then,
will
it
get.
wouldn't matter. I'm
All right.
2
So
away.
you are full to go.
Awesome.
All right.
I'm also going to use the hit die.
You could,
No.
you can use another one if you so desire. You don't have to call first.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yes.
Damn.
You can use a third one. You don't have to call first.
I'm good.
Damn.
Okay.
I'll get back at night because
You
it's
know,
right.
I often think, who the fuck would take durable? It's such a stupid perk. The minimum you can get back from a hit die is double your constitution modifier, and then I see rolls like that, and I'm like, I mean, it still doesn't seem worth it. It's 2 fucking points. Who cares? It sucks.
Oh well.
Now put your armor back on.
There's a reason that so many games have homebrewed that perk and tough are just combined to be the same perk.
I would love to put my armor back on.
You do know it'll take you 10 minutes to put your armor on.
Whoa, look at
I
you,
guess-
muscly boy.
I give Blinkshaw his pack back.
I'll shake my booty at Gurgle as I put my armor on.
You are looking strong, my friend. You feeling better?
Much.
This is the part where you say yes or no.
This is the part where I'm eating a pretzel.
Stop chewing on your armor. Is that really how you put it on?
Blake Shell's
I
back
tug the
alright.
leather
Like
strap.
tightening straps with like
Yeah.
your teeth.
We're just watching
Alright,
him
guess
put
let's
his
go-
armor on. It was his
Do,
wagon tipped over?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just parked.
Muddy.
You can also see the horse that led it just kind of often grazing around the edge of the tower.
Is there like light coming from inside the tower or out of the wagon?
There does not appear to be any lights coming from the tower or the wagon.
Are you staying here, Esmeralda?
You see that she kind of looks up at the tower for a second. Make an insight check. You pick up that there's kind of a nervousness and a hesitation there. Almost like she's trying to mentally prepare herself.
Feel it. Oh,
I'll-
sorry.
Sure. Yes, I will be there soon. I just need to she kind of hops down off the top of her wagon and walks into the back and then just kind of closes the door behind her.
All right, I guess we're gonna do this. Blinkshot. So this guy just gave you that pin and stuff. Like, how you feeling? Are you okay with talking to him?
Sure.
I mean, to tell you.
I did. I killed her. I'll tell him.
I just mean like, yeah. I mean, I don't know if. All right, let's go.
Balin will like lead the way, I guess. No one else is
All right.
going.
Stepping up to the front door, you see the tower door is made of iron with no visible handles or hinges. In the middle of the door is a large embossed symbol, a connected series of lines with 8 stick figures set around it. Carved into the lintel above the door is a word, Kazan.
Kazan.
What language is it in?
It's in
Is it
common because everyone
common?
can read it.
All right, cool.
Kazan.
You see this door. As a stupid notification has popped up that I didn't want.
Does that word mean anything to me?
No, that name doesn't mean anything to you, but it also seems like it would be a name. It sounds like a name.
I'm gonna go back and ask Esmeralda if she's ever heard of this.
Heard of what specifically?
I'm gonna try and bring her to the door and be like, "There's this weird symbol and blah name, Kazaa."
Never heard of Kazan.
Have you seen a symbol that looks like a clock with figures?
No.
I'm just all over that door, just looking at stuff. Like, ooh.
Yeah, can I recognize the name of an Arcana check?
Make Arcana check.
Fucking Balin.
Phildennis rolls a 26 because it's Phildennis.
Is that a knocker in the middle?
It does appear to be a knocker in the middle as well. Yes.
Is it high up, or can I reach it?
It's halfway up the door, so considering assuming this is probably like say an 8-foot tall door, it's probably about 4 foot up. You can reach it.
So I felt like reach. All right, Greg's gonna walk up and knock it.
All right. So you watch up to touch it as Phildennis. Looking at this, you definitely tell there's something magical about it, like some form of mechanism that would be responsible for opening it up. But as Gurgle watches up and touches it, I need everybody that is within 10 feet of the door to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Fantastic.
Great.
Which at this point will probably Phildennis, Balin. It'd definitely be Phildennis, Balin, and Gurgle. But I'm not sure who else, because
That shouldn't.
I'm not sure if Tasha walked up close because she didn't mention, and I'm not sure if
I went back
Esmeralda's
to
in her
talk to
wagon, so she's
Esmeralda,
fine.
So I'm so glad she stayed back there.
Yeah, so you went up to talk to Esmeralda. So unfortunately, you are not within range to make. You're not within range of this for you. All right, Balin, you're gonna succeed. Gurgle, you're gonna succeed. Phildennis, you're gonna fail.
Yep.
Tasha, did you say if you were within range or not?
I'm not sure.
Did you walk up to the door with everyone else?
Probably, yeah. I'm gonna.
Then yes, you're within range.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make that save. All right. The magic number is 15 here, so unfortunately, Phildennis and Tasha are going to fail. Those who fail take full damage. Those who succeeded take half, as the door erupts in lightning and reaches out and shocks you.
I am
dealing
resistant to lightning.
25 damage to Tasha and Phildennis, and 12 to Gurgle and Balin.
I will.
Why does everybody put lightning on their doors?
I will use uncanny dodge to reduce that to 6.
It is a saving throw, not an attack roll. You cannot uncanny dodge it.
I'm just on the floor in a fetal position. I look like I'm fried.
Tasha takes 12, right? Because
I'm resistant to lightning.
Yes, you are resistant to lightning, so that will work fine. But as this effect continues to happen, you see it doesn't stop. It continues to persist.
I run away.
Backing up.
You can very quickly pull yourself away more than 10 feet away, and you see the lightning surrounds the front door of the tower, rippling and shocking through the air.
Why do you put a knocker there if you don't want people to knock?
Gurgle, next time something looks even vaguely magic, don't touch it until Phildennis.
It looks like a door. It doesn't look magical. It's a knocker.
Chris says you look really hurt.
I'm just down 12.
Well, did I see anything magical besides the lightning?
You didn't. Well, it seemed to be some form of. There seemed to be some kind of emblazonment here, and looking it over, you're sure that there's through some method, or you have to open the door. And with a 16 Arcana check, it seems like it has something to do with the stick figures. Though unfortunately, without some form of exterior information, you're not sure what. There does seem to be a beginning and an ending to it, but you're not sure what is the beginning and what is the ending.
I turn to Phildennis and say, "Can you just message him if he's around?"
I have sending.
Yeah. I'll let me link it to. Send message, be like, hey, we're here, and a little shocked.
You get no response.
Yeah. I didn't hear anything. He didn't respond to me.
Maybe he's not here after all.
Is there another entrance to this tower besides the front door? Or...
Circling around the tower itself, what you see is it's not that large around, probably about 40 feet across in total. You see that there is only one entrance into the tower itself, unless you wanted to climb up to the very top of the tower, as there does appear to be windows on the very top floor.
How tall is that?
That would be... the tower itself stretches up... is about 80 feet tall.
was there Is there
And the
lightning-
windows are around the very top floor.
Is there lightning up there as well, or is it just the door?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that because there was noise.
Oh, sorry. Is there lightning up there as well, or is it just the door?
It appears to be within 10 feet of the door itself.
And the lightning is still
Gurgle.
there.
Yes, the lightning is still there and crackling. It does not appear to have stopped at all.
Gurgle's
I'm
gonna
cast-
go. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
My apologies. It engulfs the entire tower.
I'm
Oh,
gonna cast
So
Dispel
the
Magic.
entire tower itself just looks like a giant lightning rod as lightning rips and roars up and down its entire length.
she
I'm gonna
cast.
try Dispel Magic.
Shit. Alright, so you begin to cast your Dispel Magic and it does not have any effect.
Crap.
Let's just wait. And see if it goes
Gurgle's
away.
gonna go up to Ricavio's wagon and kick the wheel.
Alright,
Yeah.
you go up and you kick the wheel, and as you kick the wheel, you hear the wagon itself suddenly lurches, and you hear a from the inside.
He scampers away and runs
Ooh.
behind whoever's closest.
What the fuck?
What did you do?
Nothing. It just yelled at me.
The wagon yelled at you?
Well, it growled.
See him kick the wheel.
The wagon growled at you.
Yeah, I already saw the
You
wagon
didn't hear
kick
it?
the wheel. He just walked over and kicked it. So it was only he heard it because the lightning is fairly loud from the outside of the tower. So unfortunately, being far, just even 10 to 20 feet away, you didn't hear it from the inside of the wagon.
I mean, if you kick
There's
me, I would
something
growl at
in
you.
there.
I'm gonna draw my bow and be like,
There's something in there.
Uh-huh.
Can you use magic to open it up?
I mean, he probably doesn't want us digging through his stuff.
But there's something in there.
Right.
Go ahead. Go listen. Go put your ear right up to the door and just give it a little listen.
I'll pass. Esmeralda, do you know what Rudolph keeps in his wagon?
At this point, she kind of finally comes back out of the door and looks back and forth. Well, let's see if she knows. Actually, let's roll a quick check for her. I can't be sure. He didn't tend to keep creatures when we were working together, so I'm not entirely certain.
Do you think he's a werewolf? Did he become a werewolf?
I don't think he would make that silly of a mistake. No.
Is it the monkey?
Didn't sound like a monkey gurgle.
Okay, yeah.
And you said it lurched, right?
Yes, the entire wagon kind of lurched when he kicked it. Like something large had just kind of slammed itself up against the side.
Maybe the monkey's a werewolf.
Does it look like that's continuing to happen, or just did when he kicked the wheel and now it's whatever? That's just gonna chill.
I'm using 4 different pages of the book at once right now. Give me 1 second.
No worries.
Yeah, Balin's just been staring at the symbol on the door this whole time, even like after turning around and watching and make sure the fight. But Keith has been staring at that symbol for the last 45 minutes or so. So I'm just telling you what Balin's also doing.
I want to cast Sending because that sends it to you no matter where you are. I think.
All right. I will go first and say that the wagon itself has stopped lurching, but are you getting closer to it, Fildenus? Or not Fildenus, Blinkshaw.
Just want to make sure that, like, if there's something in there, I want to make sure it's not trying to break out.
Make a perception check as you get closer. And Gurgle, you're probably still close to it, so you can make this check as well. Because the wagon itself doesn't appear to be lurching, but Gurgle, you can hear something inside, and you must be like something like claws or something scraping against the inside of the wagon. And you can just hear very soft snarling coming from within.
Something is in there, and it does not sound like it really wants to be.
Do you think it's Dor?
Who?
Donovich's son.
Oru.
Your sending goes off.
Yeah.
Toshra, and you get no response.
Huh.
Did you
And I need to
feel?
double check sending right quick.
Did you feel like it connected?
I don't know if I can tell that or not.
That's what I'm about to check the spell
Oh.
for. Unfortunately, you are not aware if the message does not arrive.
Okay.
Let's go to other planes.
It does go to other planes.
But there's a 5% chance
Gotcha.
that it doesn't arrive if it's on another plane.
No, item number 2 to get. I need myself a fucking bookmark. Like seriously, I should just buckle down and buy some extra things for my game. God damn it.
Let's sit for like 10 minutes to see if that passes. The lightning.
Okay, I was gonna say that being the lightning or the scratching.
The lightning. I mean, if you're itchy, then you're itchy. It sucks to be you, but.
Alright. So you all continue to do this. Balin, you continue to look at this door, kind of checking it over as best you can. Go ahead and make me. You failed your first Arcana check, but you can make me a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Alright. With a 10, it seems to be that would be enough to assure you that there is a beginning and an ending to this. There is a point where it starts and a point where it ends. You're just not sure which of those would be the start point and which of those would be the end point.
What's funny is that's actually what I've been puzzling out of character this whole time. Is I'm pretty sure this is a riddle. I just don't know what the beginning and the end is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for the intelligence check that Balin's on the same page I am, because I've been staring at this fucking thing since I saw it.
Are those symbols a written language of some sort, or just symbols?
No, actually, I'll talk about it in character if you want. I'll point at it.
Well, it's like 10 feet away because the tower is all.
Yeah, and there's kind of lightning rippling up and down between it, so it's.
Okay.
But this is also just from the look you got at it one before anybody touched it, because
Balin would turn to everyone and say, "Look," and he'll create a minor illusion of that symbol in front of everyone, because that's the coolest fucking cantrip on earth. I'm never not taking it.
Is it the pretzel symbol?
No, look at it. So if you look at the picture at a character. It's stick figures, and the line, it's one line, and it's moving like an arrow. So it goes to one guy, then another guy, then down, then over, then up, then down, then up.
I know what it is.
So I just can't tell where it starts and where it ends. I think this is like in order. I just don't know what the beginning and end is, and I don't know what you're supposed to do once you figure out what the order is.
What did you realize, Phil Dennis?
Judging by how the symbols are, like, let's say the left side. Start with the left. I want to say that where the point is where it starts, and I start dancing in the same symbols that it connects to.
That's exactly what Balin said. He just doesn't know which order it goes in.
No, but it's a dance.
Yeah.
Right. It was a dance.
But is the first step of the dance the guy at the far right-hand side that's at 3 o'clock, or the one at 11 o'clock?
Wow.
We can try both.
It's 50-50.
Like, is there something I can roll to suss that out, or just the int roll was the best I was going to get for that? Now that I have more information.
Now that you've the Arcana and the in check are kind of where you've gotten out of in game, it's more of now just you inferring what you can.
Okay, so that picture.
Try.
If it is a riddle, that picture has more information. You're saying.
I also want to know if it will turn. The whole thing will just rotate.
We could just try both.
I cast the Mage Hand, and I attempt to rotate it with.
Is this after you are waiting for the lightning to disappear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so because you did say you were going to wait 10 minutes.
Yeah. All
right. Well, so yeah, waiting for 10 minutes. It seems like close to the 10-minute mark, the lightning does kind of finally stop shuddering and shaking, and it just kind of fades away.
All right, now I do it.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and make an assumption. It's shaped like a clock for a reason, and 3 comes before 11, so I'm gonna guess it starts with the guy on the right.
Just a quick out of game thing. Do clocks exist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can make one.
I didn't. Okay. I mean, I know like clockwork stuff. I didn't know if like timekeeping devices like that did.
Well,
Oh,
if
yeah.
clocks didn't, then sundials would. So it would
But
still
the,
be
the reason
it would still be a
the reason
concept.
I'm asking though, because if it matters, like if like timepieces like that are real and we're trying to take this on as that, like if you're using it as a basis, or if we're going to tackle this from a different angle, you know what I mean? Like I don't want to.
Yeah, like, but if
I don't
there
wanna
is
bring
no
the-
if there
a
is no
clock
clock that says 1 p.m. to whatever.
Yeah, then we're going to be wasting our time trying to figure out a riddle with like the wrong decryption device essentially.
Why
I'm
can't
going
we
to
just-
count and say, Balin, where are you getting 11 from?
10, 11.
Well, I mean, just on a
Position.
regular clock would be noon, 3, 6, 9. So the 3 o'clock guy is the far right, and the line ends around the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock position.
All right, and also I mentioned Filthiness. You cast your mage hand and you move it over to the door. When it gets within 5 feet of the door, it disappears.
Oh,
Damn.
wow.
Why don't we just try both? Just do it one way, and then if it doesn't work, do it backwards.
Okay, and does it? I'm like scared to touch it now, but I'm hoping maybe just because we were able to physically touch it before the knock, right?
No, the first time it was touched was when Gurgle touched it, and that's what caused the trap to trigger.
Oh, okay. So even I thought he touched the knocker, not the symbol.
I grabbed the knocker, yeah, but
Can
that's
I
what
just
set off the lightning.
without touching it? Can I investigate to see if it seems to have a mechanism where the thing turns?
Make an investigation check. Kind of getting as close as you can to the wall without actually daring to touch it, and kind of peering around the underside of it. It doesn't appear to have anything that would suggest that it turns on the underside.
Okay, so I don't think this thing has a mechanism.
Is there anything on the
Do you just-
floor, like a floor mat?
Do you just do the dance in front of the door? Is that the whole thing? Could that honestly be it?
Maybe.
I think, what if, like, we're supposed to stand at those points around the tower in that position?
I have an idea, actually. As long as everyone stands back, just in case something bad happens.
Oh, yeah, I'm
what are you
definitely
trying to
getting
do?
back.
We can
What are you doing?
we can attempt to just scale the building, just break in.
Nope. I'm not touching that thing.
Well, we do
But
have
this is
a
an honest to God radio.
we do have a ways to get in, with the staff.
I feel like if we touch the building, though, the trap will go off again. Is it the door that's trapped or the building?
It's the whole building.
Okay,
I mean,
then we can't touch the building at all.
Oh,
Well, Dennis, you're a resident wizard
Okay.
here, and you had an idea that you wanted to try out earlier, right?
I kind of just want to touch it again.
I don't
That's a
think
terrible idea.
wait, before you do that,
But not knock.
Hey,
Wait.
wait, Gurgle's gonna run around and try to fire an arrow into the window.
I'm backing away from the building.
Yeah, I'm backing away the minute he moves away. 'cause
All right, so
he's-
you're going to take a good distance back, and you're going to try to fire an arrow. Go ahead and make an attack roll,
Digger go.
which is going to be outside of your normal range, so is at disadvantage, just trying to hit the row.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, your range is 80 feet, so it is within your range. So 28 is fine. All right, so your arrow just kind of flies off into the air and tinks up against the window. And then after
Oh,
a
it's not
second,
open. Is there like something?
no, it is a
blocking
closed window.
Okay. Does
Just
the
kind
arrow
of tinks
stick
up
or
against the
fall?
window. It does not stick. No, the arrow does not embed itself within the glass.
Oh, it's glass. Okay. All right.
I mean,
Ah.
that's
But
not...
nor does the tower appear to erupt into lightning once more.
I'm going
Oh.
to. Can I fire another arrow like halfway down, just at the tower?
Sure.
So the light
It falls off, sinks against the stonework, and just kind of falls off as well.
puts back
And
up.
then
the
I will
lightning.
just. Does lightning come back up or no?
Nope.
Then I will now just fire straight at the tower, like my level, not the door.
All right, firing at the tower, the same effect occurs again. There is
Okay.
no lightning.
all right. So it's only like down here. Hey, Phildinius, can you fly? Didn't you say you could fly?
not without ink.
And he's a mink.
You can't fly. Oh, can't you turn into a bird?
Yeah.
All right,
Can you Can you fly up and go tap on that window? Maybe try to open it as a bird?
My only problem is if, let's say we do break in. Now I'm actually thinking about it more and more. And I try to open up the other side of this door to let everyone else in, or maybe something up there is waiting for us in some bad or good way. That once we try to open this door, in general, it's going to light up the whole building on lightning, which would include the inside.
Oh. Well, what if like Rudolph is just like sleeping in there?
I doubt it.
Well, what do we do, guys? I mean, you just want to hang outside out here?
I'm gonna try. Look, I'm gonna try and solve the riddle. I'm just gonna. I mean,
did Gurgle actually knock or just touch the door when it went off?
It was as soon as he touched the knocker that it just kind of erupted.
All right. Phil Dennis, and I'm asking you this because you're the wizarding expert here. I don't think it's a machine. It doesn't look like any trap I've ever disarmed. Just because it doesn't. I mean, from what and Lake confirmed, it looks like it's not a mechanism. It looks like it's a spell, right? Or a magical effect of some kind.
Was there?
It did appear to be magic. There didn't appear to be anything mundane about it.
Well, hey, Balin, why don't you go ahead and try the dance?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm about to ask Phil Dennis. I mean, is this a thing where are there spells that you can
There is a spell.
activate and deactivate by doing a dance? Or do I just stand up here and move to these positions? Or is there like a...
I'm familiar with a spell that requires either an action to do something, like say pick something up and move it here, or a words spoken. I'm not familiar about, a dance. Personally.
Alright, I mean, I'll try it. Maybe that's just the incantation.
But I'm wondering if you touch anything in general on that door, will it go off again? And if it did, which means whatever seal it was there was continuous versus just a one-time use.
So, Earl has a good point to cast Identify on the door before we try.
I was joking about that.
I have to touch the door.
No, I think that's actually a good idea. That you would know in character because we identify everything.
I would have to touch the door if I wanted to do that.
You would have to touch it.
I was gonna say, for this, you know that you actually have to physically touch the door to be able to do it.
That's all I was like. I don't know if it'll happen.
Alright, well, I'm going in.
So, wait, now we do know that if you touch anywhere around the bottom of this place, it sets this lightning off. It's not just the door.
The lightning has not been set off. The only time the lightning was set off was when you touched the door.
Oh, they said it went off a second time when I shot the arrow at the side.
No, nothing happened.
Oh, it did not.
Go off.
Oh.
So,
Okay, never mind.
All right.
Bill's just kind of walk up to the stoop and be like, everyone stand back.
All right.
Standing very far back.
Standing back.
I'm going to go ahead and hope that it starts at 3 o'clock.
Maybe you should touch the door first. No, I'm joking.
You touch the door first?
No, just do your thing. Do your
I'm
thing.
not doing that. Balin's like clearly nervous and kind of shaking. I'm like, afraid I'm going to get electrocuted. But yeah, I will start at the 3 o'clock position, do the arms down, and then follow the pattern. And then when I do that, I will again, well, actually when it's over, let me know.
All right. So you step up to the door. You begin to do your dance, positioning yourself as much as the stick figures on the door do.
Macarena.
I knew you were going to make that joke. I was just waiting for you to make that joke. I was thinking to send you a message to see if I could call you out on it before you did it, but I just didn't. I know you well. You did it fucking well, Leo. It's sad. Alright. And as you begin to dance yourself about, formulating through, I'm going to make you just a single, we'll just call it a general acrobatics check to see if you can properly emulate the stick figures on the door.
Oh god, I should be able to make this roll. Please, Balin, please for once in your life, don't botch a rogue roll that counts. Right, beg the sheet,
Balin,
just beg the sheet.
You continuously move your way through, making proper pathing and ensuring that you perform the dance in its earnest. And once you reach the end, there is a glow along the edge of the door and it swings open.
Oh.
I am the smartest rogue alive.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, Balin will not move at all and look with and we'll look inside perception first because nervous.
Looking into the bottom area of here, you see the flagstone floor is strewn with debris, and a few old crates stand near the east wall. A torn curtain to the south. Actually, no, you don't see anything. Looking inside, you see a torn curtain that is obscuring the rest of the tower.
Figures.
Why didn't they start with that in the fucking description? God damn it! It's like, yeah, here's all this information. By the way, you can't see any of it because there's a fucking curtain in the way. Why did you start with that?
Okay.
Anyway.
Move the curtain out of the way.
Gingerly, I will set a foot forward and start moving in. And hopefully everyone comes with me so the door doesn't slam on us.
Unfortunately, the room inside the door here is only a 5-foot space. So only one person can fit in it at a time.
Okay. Can I investigate the curtain just to see if there's any traps? Or pursue whatever I've heard?
Well, looking for traps specifically, make a perception check. You do not see any traps on the door.
My 19 couldn't count for that. Since my 19
You do not see any traps on the door, even with a 19 or a 7.
I will pull back the curtain and slowly move inward with everybody.
All right. Pulling the curtain back, you see what I described above: a flagstone floor strewn with debris, and a fuel crate standing near the east wall. A 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor contains 4 pulleys attached to taut iron chains that stretch up through a similarly sized hole in the rotted wooden ceiling. Standing next to the chains are 4 tall clay statues.
What was the first piece of description?
At which point? The first paragraph or the second one?
I started writing it. 5-foot square contains 4 pulleys. What was the one before that?
A 5-foot square indentation in the center of the floor contains 4 pulleys.
What was before that? I mean,
the flagstone floor strewn with debris and a few old crates standing near the east wall.
Okay. And how much space is in there?
The tower itself is. It only seems to be maybe 20 foot across, maybe 15 feet across.
Okay.
Actually, it's a little. It's 20 foot across in total. Yes.
Okay. I'll slowly move in and wait for everybody else to come in. I'm gonna wait for them to look around as well.
If you want, I can cast detect magic just as we walk by, or so that we don't. So we see things as we go by. Bleh. Words.
How do they work?
So are we going in? The question. You guys coming
Yes.
with me?
Well,
So you're going to use
it says you can only fit one at a time, right?
Just through the entrance.
Just through the entrance.
Right. Oh,
And
yeah.
that's
So
the
then once
curtain
Balin goes
floor.
in, I'll follow in.
I just
Okay.
go in.
Yeah.
Before then, are you going to cast your detect magic there, Phil Dennis?
Yeah, it'll take 10 minutes. So meh.
All right. So stepping in, you all look around and you see this, much as I described to Balin, on the interior of this tower.
Hello.
Can I look around the crates and that you described to see if there's anything in them?
Looking through the crates, you see that they are clearly open, but all of them appear to be empty.
Crates are all empty. Got it.
What do the statues look like?
They appear to be 4 clay statues, fairly large, larger than each of you. And you can see that each of them kind of stand just in a, not in a T-pose, more just like in an I-pose, with their arms by their sides. Each of them facing one of the chains.
Or
Do they
humanoid?
have facial features?
They do not appear to have facial features. They appear to be indistinct.
Okay.
It's,
But they're humanoid. Or
They appear to be humanoid in size, yes. 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head.
okay.
I feel like these guys, these 4 things, are probably here to stop people from snooping around. So, just a thought.
But why would he tell us?
Virgo seems very nervous.
Yeah. Why would he tell us to meet him here if this place wasn't somehow important?
I know.
The other thing, I didn't say this earlier, by the way, on my rant.
You cut out.
Sorry, I didn't. I turned to the group. Balin says, "I didn't actually. I missed this in my crazy rant, my rant this week. But during that whole thing about how this is all a trap and Strahd's going to be behind every turn and he's set the game board, blah 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 blah. He doesn't know. At least according to Rudolph, he doesn't know von Richten is here. So I need to caveat that with, as much as I hate the fucking guy for what he pulled on us, he's a variable that Strahd's not expecting, and basically whatever he introduces us to might actually tip the scales in our favor. So if he told us to meet him here, it's a good chance Strahd doesn't know we're here right now. For once. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What color are those statues, by the way?
They are kind of a mix between like a brownish orange and very faded. They look like just clay that you would expect a clay pot to be made out of.
Okay, so I was looking at our quest journal about the White Tower and guarded by the Golden Knights. That's why I was asking.
Oh.
Wasn't that supposed to be in the Slinka Pass though? Was the white?
That's what we
tower?
thought it was, but this is the tower white?
The tower itself is gray and made of stone.
Yeah. I don't think it's the same thing.
And these statues are blocking a path or just on the sides of one?
They each you see that they are at the four different corners of this 5-foot square indentation in the middle. And each of them is kind of placed next to the chains that kind of run up the length of the tower.
If you look straight up, like, does there appear to be other levels or like other rooms? Are there stairs? It's just the chains, and then it goes.
You see that there are other levels. There are the floor above you. The flooring of it appears to be quite rotted and falling apart in pieces. But you see that there is the chains run all the way up, and that the flooring itself appears to be a gap in the floor that would fit this indentation, like it would rise up.
Okay.
Maybe these are just how we activate the lift.
Shared dancing in front of them.
Can I investigate the thing to see if I can figure out how the mechanism works?
Sure. How are you gonna investigate it?
So I just see. I'm gonna walk up and kind of look at the indentation, look at the chains, see if I can either with my dark vision or if I resummon Archimedes and tell him to fly up to the top and look at the whatever the chains link to figure out if this is like a pulley system or an elevator or what.
All right. So you're going to attempt to resummon Archimedes, or are you going to look at it first?
Well, I declared I was gonna do both, but
All right, make your investigation check first, because you said you were going to do that one first.
Yeah.
All right. Looking along the floor here, you don't notice anything specifically that would say trigger it.
Okay.
But due to the way that the chains are set up, honestly, it looks like if something were to just pull on it hard enough, it would probably lift it off the ground. Like the chains are used to lift it in a specific way.
Okay, and then I will resummon Archimedes towards the top.
All right. As you attempt to cast the spell to resummon Archimedes, nothing happens.
Oh god, I hope I didn't kill him again.
I think this tower is probably anti-magic.
Yeah, I try to create the same minor illusion from before. Does it work?
Nope. Nothing appears to happen.
Son of a bitch.
So,
Somehow we need to make these things move and pull on the chains while we stand on the lift.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a simple pulley. Like he gets up on the indentation, and like I can just grab one of these chains and get blown up by lightning again.
just
So I stand up on the indentation.
say up.
But yeah, from what I can figure, best for my investigation, like I'll give one of the chains a tug to see if I can get the floor to go up.
All right. Giving one of the chains a chug, you can see that it is taut. And then giving it a solid pull, it would take a very strong individual to try and move one of these chains.
Are all four that way?
Yes, they all four do appear to be that way.
I'm just gonna. So they're on top of a platform. These 4 statues.
So they're all flush with the floor, much as the platform is.
Oh, okay.
But they are all situated around the platform next to each of these chains.
Can I investigate one of the? I'll check out one of the statues. I'll touch it.
Alright.
Okay.
All right. You walk up, you touch one of the statues, nothing happens.
Yeah, and I want to like look around and see if I can find any marks of magic.
Make an Arcana check.
Maybe. Because I'm
Blinky.
assuming there's some kind of wave. These guys are gonna move for us.
Looking around and judging by this, it seems safe for you to assume that these creatures, these statues, may be what is responsible for lifting and lowering these chains.
Yeah.
And as for what may cause them to do it, you would presume there's probably a command word of some kind or something or else that you must do for them to activate.
Kazan!
Yeah, I was like, what was that name that was on the door?
Kazan.
You say Kazan, nothing happens.
Darn. I commanded this up. Lift.
Alright, when you say up and lift, you see the statue's arms kind of shift and move, and their bodies kind of move into a position where they each grab onto the chains, but they don't do anything else.
Oh, hey, look at it moves.
Whoa. Balin kind of jumps back like, oh, okay. That's not creepy.
I want to stand in the middle of the platform.
Alright, so you see that only one person could potentially ride this platform at a time, as it is only 5 foot square. There's not really enough room for each of you.
Could I join Feldinia since we're both small?
Yeah, you both being small, yes, you could both squeeze onto this platform.
Right, I'll hop in there. Hey, a little close, huh?
A little. I like hover over my bag. No.
What? Don't. You're part
No.
of the tribe. I don't steal from the tribe.
That's right. Don't steal from the tribe. And gnomes are great. I'll say lift again.
Alright, you say lift again, but you do not get another response.
Please, lift, please.
Go up. Take me up.
No, I don't want.
Looking up to the bottom of this tower, you saw this before, Balin, but I didn't really mention it. You see that this tower, considering it's probably about 80 foot tall, you can see that there is 2 other floors that ride up, though both of them appear to be much the same, and then the tower itself just kind of disappears into darkness beyond your dark vision.
So two other floors above us.
So there are at least 2 other floors, and you can't see higher than that because your dark vision just doesn't stretch that far.
Speaking
Second
of my
floor.
dark vision,
Sorry,
I
you
have
would see
dark
3
vision.
floors. You would see 3 floors because you don't. Actually, that's a good point. You do not have dark vision because your
so our
magical
magic
item
items
does not
don't
work.
work. So our magic items aren't working either.
Yes.
Oh fuck!
But
Alright.
the people who have dark vision, you can see 3 floors that stretch up through the middle of the tower, and then it just kind of ends at darkness when your dark vision fades.
Did my mage armor disappear?
I don't know. Is there a physical indication to your mage armor?
I mean, I would
Can
know.
you see it when it's active?
Let me see. Let me link it.
Do you want me to punch you?
Oh wow.
Do you no longer have a Hawaiian shirt on?
Pretty much, right? It doesn't tell me if I would.
That's what I'm saying. It's up to you. Is it invisible or is it visible?
It's usually visible, yeah.
All right. So if it would be visible, no, you do not see a mage armor on yourself.
Okay. Yeah, it's usually like looking like actual armor, and not a Hawaiian shirt. All right, well that's nice.
All right. What did you say to get them to do this? Start
Except
moving.
up. We should try. Like, you try what you said. Say second floor.
Second floor.
All right.
Take us up.
When they say second floor, the golems begin to pull on the chains.
Whoa.
And Phildinis and Gurgle, you are immediately exposed to a very bumpy ride as the platform itself kind of lifts for 5 feet and then judders to an immediate stop as the golems raise their arms up and begin to pull again as you raise another 5 feet and judder to an immediate stop as you go up 20 feet. 5 feet at a time, 4 times, until you finally shudder to a stop on the second floor.
Gurgle tries to grip onto Feldinius tightly to hold himself up.
Looking out here from the second floor now, you see dust and cobwebs fill this otherwise empty room, the wooden floor of which is badly rotted and partially collapsed.
I will step out. All right. First level.
All right. You scream first level, and immediately the elevator drops 5 feet, stunk, and then it drops another 5 feet, stunk, until it reaches the bottom. So Dennis, you're just kind of jerked back and forth as you do this, as it is a very bumpy and unpleasant ride.
All right. Second level.
No.
Right. Immediately begins to flow.
First level.
15, and then it just kind of shudders and stops. as if the golems are having a hard time keeping up with what they're supposed to be doing,
I'm
and
gonna
then it
jump
just
off
immediately begins to settle down.
at the second
I
level.
turn to Blinkshaw and Toshbred. I'm like, one of you has to go next because they're gonna need a healer probably.
Blinkshaw's actually still outside, hanging out with Esmeralda.
Oh, you never came in?
I did not. I noticed that she is very hesitant as well, so I want to ask her more about that. But I was waiting until there wasn't a big crowd around.
You see that she has walked herself into her wagon and she had closed the door. I don't know if you had opened it to go in with her.
No, I wouldn't directly open. I'd knock to see if she was willing to come out.
All right. You give a knock to the door, and after a second, you just hear, "Who's there?
It's Blinkshaw.
What is it? Did your friends die?
Probably not.
I heard
Probably so.
something horrible happened, and I wasn't sure what to make of it."
Lightning engulfed the tower. It seems they figured it out though and got
Oh.
in the door.
That's excellent.
Are you just wanted to make sure you're all right. You seem different than the trip here.
It's one thing to want to help Von Richten, it's another thing to actually see him again. And most of the time when we actually meet and discuss things, it starts off rough and then becomes an argument, and then we part ways again. So I was not sure how to handle it in this instance.
Makes sense. History can be tough. Is there anything that we could do? Do you want us to tell him that you're here? Do you want us to avoid telling him that you're here?
Well, he already knows I'm in Barovia, so that won't be a surprise to him. The fact that I'm actually here at the tower, he would probably just... Well, he would tell you that there's no need to bring me in, look after me, and that we should leave when we can.
What do you want? You're clearly quite capable. You helped save us from those hags.
Alright. You do not hear a response after that one.
Okay, I'll let her know. Well, speaking of my friends dying, I'm gonna go in and try to help them not die. But we're not on either of your sides. We want to help both of you. So please let us know if we can. You've been more helpful already, and we owe you.
Alright.
I'll wander inside.
So, excuse me one second as I try and figure out just how long it took you guys inside the tower. Alright, Blinkshaw, as you walk up to the tower, you see the door has closed.
The dance.
Door closed itself.
Yes, the door closed itself. So yeah, after about 10 minutes, as you all were just kind of trying to figure this out, the door just kind of enclosed itself.
I'm guessing I would have seen the dance because I was kind of waiting for them to figure it out before I spoke to her.
You would have been paying attention, so you would have an idea, and you were hearing them discuss it too, so you do. But in order to perform the dance, I'm going to need an acrobatics check.
Don't knock.
Oh.
on my head.
Alright, so Blinkshaw begins to perform the dance outside, and after a few seconds, you're not sure if you're succeeding or failing or what, Blinkshaw, but as you get to the end of it, there's a crackle of energy, and you see as what looks like a gaping hole appears out of thin air next to the tower. And after a few seconds, you see a large blue dragon head begin to push itself through it.
Oh
After
shit!
a few more seconds, a fully formed blue dragon takes place next to you. I need everyone to roll me. Actually, sorry, I need to move you all to the map, and then I'm going to need everyone to roll
shit.
me initiative.
You had to try hitting the gypsy. You had to hit the gypsy, didn't you? You had to try to put the moves in the
man.
gypsy. Now we're all gonna
My
die.
jaw just
Can't
fell open. Oh my god!
We're
what?
gonna die.
What? What?
Alright,
Damn it.
sorry, I'm sure. Why is Van Richten's tower the very last thing over here? Alright, so, Blinkshaw, you are currently standing next to the opening of the tower. Everyone else is currently inside the tower, and Gurgle, you are up on the second floor of the tower. I would like everyone to roll me initiative, please.
We can't even collect our tokens, can we?
You should be able to see yourself now. I've moved you to the map, and you have
Oh,
your
wait,
token
here
now.
I see it now.
I
Sorry.
think I was also on the second floor too.
Technically, it's dark inside the tower, Balin, so you actually don't see anything once the door is closed. It's gone
That is
pitch black.
correct.
Neither do I.
And as does Tasha, you both don't see anything. I'm not going to adjust your tokens because that would be pointless, because once the door opens, it won't matter.
I did say
But yes.
once I reach the second floor, I was gonna lit my lantern, but that's on the second floor, so they won't
Well,
be
you also
affected by
said
that
you
anyway.
were going to jump off when you reached the first floor, so I assumed you were on the first floor.
I thought I was going back up. I think I didn't
I
want to
thought
roll
you
the
said first floor and went back down. If you're on the second floor, you're on the second floor. Okay.
I think they were sticking around, but I have a torch and a lighter, so I can.
Yeah,
fire
torch
them
would
up.
allow you to do it fine. All right, but yeah, I'm assuming you have a light source, so I'm not gonna penalize you on that.
Mhm.
All right, do. So up first in this initiative order is Balin, as you hear some form of magic or something outside the tower.
Okay.
Presumably a Blinkshaw screaming, because Blinkshaw, you would have the ability to scream or yell or something.
Yeah. Do I hear anything,
would
Blake?
yell, Dragon!
You hear a terrified Blinkshaw screaming, "Dragon!"
Dragon? I run.
I'm gonna roll initiative for Esmeralda too, because at this point she's like, "Oh wait."
I will.
It's gonna take her turn to get out, so she's gonna miss her first turn, but she'll take her second.
Throw open the door.
All right, running to the inside. That is a really good point. I need to double check this. All right, so from the inside, there doesn't appear to be any way to open it. Now, you do not see a handle to say. No, you would see a handle. You see a handle that you could just presumably pull open to open the door.
Okay. I will do so.
All right. When you do, the dragon disappears.
So I open the door and I'm like, "What are you belly aching about?"
Did he see it? Or was it like
So, no,
instantaneous? We didn't even see it?
one instance, as Balin is opening the door, the dragon just kind of fades away, and as he kind of pokes his head out, Blinkshaw, you look over, there is no sign of the dragon.
Dwarves shouldn't dance. Dwarves shouldn't dance. Dwarves shouldn't dance.
There's no dragon.
You see Esmeralda kind of poke her head out from the side of the wagon. What the hell are you on about, Blinkshaw? You're all right.
Dwarves shouldn't dance. Dwarves
Balin
shouldn't
turns around to the rest of the party and goes, "It's fine. He's just a crybaby. That I think that night laid up in the hospital or whatever might have fucked with his brain."
I tried dancing, like I saw you did, and kind of a shitty dancer. I might have missed a step or something.
You need
But
longer legs.
Then,
Balin just rolls his eyes and like gestures for him to come in.
Then, out of nothing, this dragon crawled out, and as soon as you opened the door, it disappeared. Dwarves shouldn't dance.
Gnomes are great.
Wait, I'm actually gonna insight this because it's funnier if we don't believe him.
Make an insight check.
Shit.
It's not like Blinkshaw to well, actually, I guess it would be like Blinkshaw to spin tails, but he wouldn't spin tails in a state where he seems to be as shocked as he is. So,
Um,
the
right.
one battle where everybody rolls and crits initiative, and they're like, "All right, let's do this shit." Nope. it's over in 5 seconds.
Well,
I'm
I
still gonna make it
rolled
funny, but I'm like,
a,
as I realize your sincerity, I'm kind of like, okay, from now on, nobody walks in from the outside without knowing. Come on in, Blinkshaw.
Can you wedge the door?
Would you
Esmeralda,
like
don't
to wedge
dance.
the door?
I said, could
I
you?
can
I'm
do
on the
that.
second floor.
All right, what are you gonna wedge? Oh, if you want to scream down, somebody wedge the door, you could. But what
Yeah,
are
I
you going
have,
to wedge it open with?
I have what you call it?
take one of the
Pythons.
crates.
Take one of your
I have
little,
I have Pythons and what you call it, all that stuff.
what's the word?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. I used them in the other dungeon before.
Do we really want to keep the magically sealed tower door ajar?
Kinda.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I tell Esmeralda, don't come in, don't dance. I guess yell if it's so everybody in here could hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, then
It was kind of
yell.
muffled, like because obviously you were screaming through solid stone, but they could make out dragon.
Yell if you want to get in, Esmeralda, and we'll let you in.
Esmeralda,
Yeah.
is there?
No dragon.
He thinks he did see a dragon. I can't. He's not full of shit. Do you want to come in here with us, where it's presumably safer?
I'm going to take my time here, please. Thank you.
Okay. Scream if the dragon comes back. Slams the door. Oh wait, no, we're leaving it open, right?
It was a thought.
We'll let it close
You
on
can-
itself.
Okay. I need to know what you guys are actually going to do here. You
Are
can't
we
decide
wedging the
3
door or
things and
not?
not do any of them.
Are we wedging the door or not?
No, we're gonna let it close on its own.
Okay,
I'm
you
gonna
can
sit
let it
and
close on its
watch.
own.
I'm gonna sit and watch the door to time it, unless I get called to heal.
All right, girl. You want to go up another level? Just don't
Come on up.
don't fuck with the lift like last time.
I advise one of you two go up, because those two are up there, and God knows what they're doing, but they're gonna need a healer probably.
On the lift.
Well, the lift is on the second floor right now, isn't it?
It is.
Down.
Yeah.
Descend. Go down.
I turned to
bring
Blake
us.
Shaw and I explained how the lift works. Like, just say second floor. That's where they all are right now.
I'll yell at the lift the first floor, and then we'll just stay on the second, so someone else
So
can come up.
you call out first floor, and despite the fact that there is no one on the lift begins to descend jerkily and noisily.
All right, I'm gonna step on when it gets to the bottom.
Okay.
And then say, second floor.
Blinkshot, when you attempt to use your pearl of power, nothing happens.
Alright. Does it lose its charge?
You are not aware. You do not appear to have any ability to activate it or use it.
Oh yeah, I turned to Blake Shaw. Oh, never mind. I actually don't know he did that, so I can't explain.
All right, Tasha, you're on the platform, and you are saying what floor?
Second floor.
After what seems like 30 seconds, you are lifted up to the second floor.
Also, something to clarify, you said when we look up, there are 3 levels. Are there 3 other additional levels aside from the ground floor that we were on?
So looking up through the tower, you could see that there were. It goes up to a floor. There's a floor above that, and then looking above that, there is yet another floor above that.
Now that we're up on the second floor, looking up, do I see any more floors?
Looking up from here, it does not appear that there are any other floors. It does end at darkness, so you're not sure if there is another. Actually, it ends at darkness once again, so you're not quite entirely sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, Blake
Is
Shaw.
there
I'll be up.
Yeah, just I guess searching this room. Is there anything in
Are
here?
we sure this floor can hold all of us? It seems kind of rickety.
It is a little rickety.
Which brings up a really good point, Tasha. How much do you weigh with all of your gear?
Well, hang on. Tashra weighs
So basically, your weight
235.
plus the stuff that you carry. You weigh
Plus-
200. All right. So as
yeah.
Tasha steps out into the flooring, it immediately gives way, and she falls to the bottom floor.
Yeah.
I know it's
Wow.
probably
Yeah,
not
we
work.
should-
Crashes through the floor as it falls out from underneath her, and she crashes to the bottom. You are going to take. Wow, I rolled really high on the first one, and the reroll on that one. You're going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall and land prone on the bottom floor.
I know it's probably not gonna work, but I wanted to cast Featherfall.
Yeah, you attempt to cast Featherfall, and nothing happens.
All right.
Jeez,
I
that-
laid on
that's,
my ass
that's
and
I
I
didn't.
was like,
I didn't ask for you
ow.
to because Phil Dennis, you're obviously very light and don't carry a lot. Gurgle, how much equipment do you carry?
I probably
How much
weigh
do
like
you weigh?
50 pounds with my equipment.
With I doubt that most your armor itself
Yeah,
probably
that's
weighs
what I'm
like 30 pounds.
Oh, does it?
So you are your sheet says you are 70 pounds and you're carrying 30 pounds of gear. So yeah, all right. All in all, you're probably about 100 pounds. You do not seem to fall through the floor. It just seems to kind of creak underneath you.
Okay.
Hi, Tasha.
Hi. Dragonborn are pretty heavy.
If you're heavy, don't step on the thing.
Why don't
You
we
said
not go to that floor?
That is good to know.
I'm gonna heal myself.
All right. So you go and attempt to cast your magics, and nothing happens.
Oh crap!
You can just.
That is going to mark
outside.
off one of your spells.
Yep, it sure does. Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, I'll yell down there. Me and Gurgle are gonna go to the top floor, the next one. I'll yell down and make sure and tell you guys it's safe to like walk on the platform.
I'm gonna set down this. I have like a hemp rope that weighs 10 pounds. I'm gonna take that off and just set it down. Get that all the way down.
Lower your weight.
Actually, no. I'll keep the rope. I'm gonna set down the shield that I've been carrying. All right. That'll lighten me up just a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's go on up.
All right. So we'll both go on the lift. And 3rd floor.
Alright.
I'm gonna go out front and heal myself outside.
Alright, I will say that after a minute that blinks out, the door closed.
Oh.
We'll let
But you
back in,
can
Tasha.
reopen the door, and
Yeah.
you can step back outside.
All right, I want outside so I can heal myself. I'm gonna step like a good ways away from the place so I can heal myself.
Alright. You step away, and you can begin to heal yourself.
And it
Meanwhile,
works.
Phil Dennis and Gurgle, you lift yourself up to the 3rd floor, and you see the 3rd floor is much as the 2nd floor. Time and the elements have all but destroyed this chamber, leaving a gash in the northwest wall and slimy black mildew on the walls. The wood floor is completely rotten and has begun to fall away in places.
Was there anything interesting on here?
There does not appear to be anything really interesting on this floor.
Alright, I guess we'll keep going
But
up
you see
there.
that there is still another floor above you.
4th floor.
Alright. You managed to heal yourself fine, Tasha, now that you are that far away from the tower. And as you all begin to lift up and get to the top floor, you see that this floor does not appear to be in a shape of disrepair. Unlike the levels below, this room shows signs of recent habitation. In all the place reeks of mold and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cozy bed, which currently has a sleeping Von Richten on it, a desk with matching chair, bright tapestries, and a large iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. Light enters through the arrow slits as well as through dirt-caked windows with broken shutters. Other features of the room include a standing suit of armor and a wooden chest. All old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower roof, which has somehow remained intact. Mounted to the rafters are pulleys around which hang iron chains that support the tower's elevator platform.
And then there's Rudolph sitting there on the couch.
He appears to be sleeping on the bed.
Should we wake up?
I mean, all his noise
I
would have
just-
woken me up, so I'm surprised he's still asleep.
Can you do anything to wake him up? Because
Yeah.
you know.
Let's send the elevator down, or the lift down. For everyone else, I'll leave the lantern on it so people can see. And I'll say
Blink
1st
shell's
floor.
Blink's also open the door for me. While I run out and ask.
I'm gonna come back in.
Yeah, so but before you come back in, can you heal Bill and ask if you can heal? It's outside.
Okay.
So.
Come on outside so I can heal you.
Yeah.
Maybe cure wounds.
All right, so this point, while that's going on, you guys can send the elevator back down. And as
Thank
you speak
you.
the words, you see Rudolph Runnerton kind of stir and kind of turn over and open his eyes. He kind of reflexively reaches over towards his cane and grabs it. But after a second, realizing it's you, he just kind of, I'm sorry, I didn't expect anyone to be inside the tower.
Yeah. We totally
Could've brought
expected you to be in here sleeping.
And Gurgle will lean down the shaft and shout, "He was up here sleeping!"
I was just resting my eyes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. He was resting his eyes, but he was resting his eyes in a "I'm asleep" sort of way.
So I know that I'm on the 3rd floor, so I'll say or the 2nd floor. So I'll say 3rd floor, and when I get there and realize there's more floors, I'll go up to the one they're on,
Okay.
and then send it back down.
He did say to meet you here, and that's what we did.
It takes the entire thing just take about a minute to lower and then a minute to raise. So it is kind of just a long, tedious practice. But after another minute, you all raised up to the very top floor and leveled out with the ground. I
I'm gonna stand-
know. I wanted to rest my eyes and just.
Hey, it's okay to sleep. Like, we get it. You don't have to explain yourself.
Rictavia, what is this place? Looking around.
This is. Wow, that is a very good question. I've been using it as a base of operations for a few months now, the time that I've been here, though, while I wasn't staying in Valaki. As far as I can tell, this tower was made by a wizard named Kazan, and it seemed like a good place to use as a base of operations due to the effect that surrounds the tower itself, the spell drain that Kazan has put into place.
I wonder if he was a dancer.
As far as I could tell, he was a wizard of some kind. Everything in this tower was apparently created by him.
Are we all up there?
Well, Tasha said she was going to stay on the bottom, didn't
Yeah,
she?
I'm staying on bottom.
Okay. But the rest
Wait.
of us are up there.
Blinkshell, yeah, the elevator can be sent back down to you, or you can call for it as well, and then you can also ride it all the way up to the top and join with everyone else.
I'll ask him if he knows about the dragon.
The dragon.
Uh,
I'm afraid I don't know. Did you all encounter a dragon?
When you do,
Well,
have you ever done the dance wrong?
No, I can't say that I have.
I wouldn't recommend it. A dragon came out.
Duly noted.
Fortunately, when somebody opened the door after I yelled dragon, it went away.
so we're here to meet you.
Speaking of ferocious things, what the hell is in your wagon?
That's true too.
Ah, yes, the wagon. Make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage on it because the Rudolph does kind of. I'm just gonna give you advantage for a reason.
He wants to talk about it. He's proud of it.
It's less that he wants to talk about it, and more just that you all have. That is a trained hunting companion. It is a taiga that I've outfitted to hunt. Well, hunt the things that need to be hunted.
Told you there was something.
It's not dangerous unless you're something that's been trained to hunt. So you all have nothing to worry about.
What's it trained to hunt?
When you ask that, he just kind of gives you a look and says, "Vistani that serves Strahd."
Huh. Oh, that's convenient.
Should we? Yeah. There is a someone you might know down the stairs. Not downstairs, but downstairs next to your wagon. Who is
Who would I
Vistani?
possibly know that could be here?
I cut Villainous off and say, well, first of all, the reason we're here. Hunting Vistani. Apparently, the mission you sent us on was basically that. And I take out the hag pin. Oh, I don't have the hag pin.
The last person to have the hag pin was Fuldennis.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
say
take it out. I kind of got the notion.
That would have
Right.
killed anyone that touched it, didn't it? Wouldn't it?
It would have killed anyone who was suited to the spell.
That's not what you told us.
That's
someone-
exactly what he told us.
No, he said a highborn would live.
the person that
Yeah,
I said it was possible.
the person that we got blood from was just some Astani chick in a bar. You
It would
think
take
she's
an
pure
immense amount
blood?
of magical power for this ritual to properly be used unless the individual themselves possess an immense amount of magical power.
Did we get the Did we get the doll from Esmeralda?
She gave it to you, Blinkshaw, I believe, so yes.
No,
Or
Phil
she,
Dennis had
she gave it to
Phil Dennis had
somebody.
everything.
Yeah.
Phil Dennis has everything.
So,
I do.
I'm saying, she gave it to your party,
Yeah,
so
remember
whoever
we
has it
gave
has
you-
it.
We gave you all the
'Cause you
stuff
could
so that in
escape.
case Strahd attacked, you could.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, alright,
Oh,
so
yeah,
Phil
yeah.
Dennis has the doll too. I'm saying, you do have it. I'm not saying you don't have it. I'm just saying somebody in the party has it.
So I'll ask Phil Dennis to take those out, and you can tell I clearly cut you off. By the way, well, I'm maybe you can tell, but I clearly cut you off when you started talking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Why
While
are you
all of
always
this conversation
shushing
is
us
going
when
on,
we
Tasha,
talk?
you are currently down on the bottom floor of the tower in complete darkness. Make a perception check for me, please.
Oh no.
I'll tell
Hang
we were
on.
supposed to do it till let's go to the first floor.
So as you're sitting here down, you can hear muffled sounds coming from up above, obviously a conversation that is being had. But as you listen carefully, you can also hear the sounds of, after a few moments, you hear what sounds like the sounds of horse beats and then wheels turning. Coming from outside the tower.
I'm gonna open the door and look out.
Alright, you can see Elsmerada's wagon is rocketing off down the trail.
Great. I close the door and walk back inside.
First floor.
All right, the
they
elevator
don't know
platform
what's
just. The middle of this room is now vacant, and you could potentially fall in. Just so you know.
Yeah. Well, the lanterns on the lift too.
So after when it's like a minute and a half, the elevator just kind of sinks and settles next to the ground next to Natasha. Almost as if inviting you to come up, but obviously there's
No.
nothing forcing you to do anything.
No, I'm not going up
You
there.
can see a little bit of light is kind of washing down from the top of the tower now.
Or the lanterns on the lift.
As you set your lantern on it. Sorry,
Yeah.
so there's a lantern set on the lift, so you can now see.
I yell up at them. Hey, our friend is gone.
That's okay. We have another friend here.
That makes sense.
So I'll get back to the conversation at hand. Of we were able to procure not only the blood, but a doll as well.
That's excellent. That should be everything that we need for the ritual.
What is it that the ritual will produce?
So, by using the blood that you have acquired and implanting it inside of the doll, we will create a tomb, an effigy for Strahd's soul. One must merely enter into a contest of wits with him, and the loser shall be trapped inside the doll.
Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna contest him with wits?
I suppose I could.
Is it just a straight up contest? And is there any way to get somebody out if they've been trapped?
Well, that is the other thing that I must question. So this would not actually destroy Strahd. This would merely trap him. Hopefully that will be enough for the Valley of Barovia to be freed from his taint, his whatever it is that he is here. Should something happen to the puppet, the prison, whoever was trapped inside would be freed.
So if the person entering the contest of wills lost, and
It would be possible to free them, yes.
okay,
I'm sorry, contest of wills or a contest of wits? You said wits at first.
oh, then my bad.
But I mean, is it like
This would be
are
a
we
contest
tricky?
of wills.
Okay, you said so the lake said wits at first, I think.
Did I say wits at first?
Yeah, that's why I was like,
yeah.
oh, we have to
Yeah.
we have to trick him like with 3-card Monty, and I'm like, that doesn't sound very Barovian, but okay.
Sorry, no, it's a contest of wills.
Contest of wills makes a lot more sense.
It's the best of 3 board games with death. Best of 5.
Goldfish.
Damn right.
Best of 7.
Damn right.
Melvin!
Great reference. Dude, we totally Melvin death.
Can you believe they're making a new Bill and Ted movie?
Cannot wait. Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm
Greenlight,
ready for this.
Keanu Reeves and whatever his name is are both in it.
Yeah, no, it's them set in their they're in their 40s. It's insane.
I'm excited for it.
Is it them as like the actual wild stallion?
It's-
bringing
Yes.
It's them as the adult versions of themselves, and like nobody's quite sure. Sorry, we'll get into this.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into this for just a second. But it's
11:05.
like, yeah, it is the idea of like. Sorry, no, fuck it. We'll talk about it afterwards. Anyways,
yeah. So that is good to know. How do we actually go? Do we have to do something special, or do we just touch the two together?
you don't even have to expose him to it. By merely exposing to it in his presence and exerting the desire for him to be trapped within, that will begin the contest.
I mean, the doll and the hag pin. Like, how do we put?
That is a ritual that I will perform. Obviously, I cannot do it inside of the tower due to the spell drain, but I have everything I need inside of my wagon.
Should we go now?
The sooner the better. If you feel that now would be the best time to go and confront Strahd, we can do this as soon as possible. If you feel that there will be more for you to prepare, then we could wait for another time for this to be done.
We need a plan.
The more time you give me, the more I can prepare as well.
Let's give you some time.
Yeah. I thought this was a make it and then hold on to it till we want to use it thing.
If you want, I can seek out more ingredients that would make it more powerful as well, and make it easier.
Oh, yeah.
I had planned to do that. I did not expect you to find the effigy so quickly.
We'll wait. Is there anything we can help find?
At this point, I believe nothing that would be suited for you, unless you feel like hunting through the woods for hours on end for the proper medicinal herbs or things to burn in braziers.
Let's find things to burn.
I point to Balin Feldinus and say they like burning things in braziers.
Balin actually corrects him and says braziers.
Braziers. Brazier.
Did I not say braziers? It must have just come out with the accent wrong.
Bill, it's even better because you ripped on me so hard about it the first time, so now like Balin's it's braziers.
I totally thought you were just making fun of me.
No, I think I can handle that. And the rest of you must just, if you feel that there's anything you need to prepare, you've been looking around for things, correct? Perhaps if you could find more of those, it may aid you. And perhaps there's more of this land to find.
Can we sleep here? I'm
If
tired.
you would like to sleep here, you're welcome. There is room for you. And I can assure that you'll be safe, or at the very least I believe you'll be safe. To my knowledge, nothing can break into this tower without, well, an exorbitant amount of force, and beyond even that, it would be difficult.
Balin's sweet moves.
Definitely not Blinkshaw's. Doors can't dance.
And so long as somebody is aware of the tower and I don't rest my eyes again, anybody attempting to lift up through the lift, it is quite loud and cumbersome, so no one would get the drop on us.
I mean, we got all the way up here and you were sleeping.
Just resting my eyes.
We were
We were
outside for like 2 hours.
I am not an old man to be coddled.
I'm not
We
trying
have
to coddle
enough people
you.
to keep watch.
You slept through a bolt of lightning that covered the entire building you were asleep in for 10 minutes.
I didn't hear a thing.
I knocked on your window. We yelled out hello, and we finally got in. We came all the way up. We were kicking shit around in the
longer
elevator
that
for a
Gurgle
while.
goes on, the more you see that there's almost like a level of embarrassment on Von Richten's face that he slept through all of this. I could not be woken up.
Aw.
We'll get you one of those ear horns, so next time you speak up, I swear to God,
it's
if I had
all-
my ear loot. If I could cast spells right now, I'd absolutely make that be like A and just hold an ear horn out.
I am curling up over in the corner, right here.
To sleep.
Like,
You
like
little hub.
I'm going to bed, and I have nothing to do with these guys making fun of this person that's more powerful.
Okay.
If he's powerful or not, he sent you to kill somebody.
Balin just fell.
Gurgle's not making fun of him. Gurgle is reciting what happened.
Balin's making fun of him. Then he goes, third floor, and I bolt.
There is no elevator there, Balin.
Yeah.
Oh,
You step into the middle. Well, I'm gonna give you a benefit of the doubt that you didn't actually just blindly walk into the floor where the elevator is supposed to be and just
Land on
plug
the
anything
floor.
I will
to the
say
bottom of
first
the tower.
floor, wait, and then I'll go into the third floor. I'm gonna snoop around a bit because I don't really like being.
All
in
right,
the
so
same
again,
room
you
as
have to
someone.
wait for the elevator to come back up before you can
Mhm.
step on it. So you will sit there
Yes.
and wait for the elevator to come back up. Tasha, you can see at the bottom as the golems kind of begin to move this platform up individually by itself off to the top of the tower once more, and you are once again surrounded in darkness.
All of
I
us
have a
stand there
light
silent.
cantrip. I'm just gonna cast light on or no, I can
It does
just do that.
nothing!
It does
Oh,
nothing.
that's right.
Because magic does not work in the tower.
I'm dumb. No, I'm not.
You don't have a torch?
I'm okay.
The convenience of magic in a campaign until you no longer have it. I would
Oh, I
love to
keep
see a
forgetting.
campaign that is just like only fighter, barbarian, rogue, all the non-casting classes just to see what they would get into. That would be a
I'm
great
doing
campaign.
Set.
I have a torch, oil, a lighter. I have all these things
I
on
have
my
a
person.
bullseye lantern.
Get that.
Like,
So
I
you can light your lantern, and that will provide you light so you can actually see.
Okay, I'm just sitting here waiting on everybody, just kind of being bored.
I will say, as Balin calls the elevator up, all I can imagine is all of us just standing there with the incredibly loud chung 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 chung, looking at Rudolph.
Chunk, chunk, chunk.
I
And
will
he's
like,
just
So
I will loudly.
increasingly more agitated by it.
I will whisper to Blinkshaw, kind of both of us like looking at, just be like, "Do you think he can hear it?" Ding, ding, ding.
I can
You
hear
are loud.
fine, Balin.
Oh lord.
Yes, I laugh.
Since this turned into a powerful wizard, did he leave anything behind that I might take a look at?
Nothing that I could. Unfortunately, it didn't appear to be any magical items or anything of such that were inside of the tower. That was a
Lame.
disappointment. But the tower itself has proven to be quite valuable.
How did you find out how to get in this place?
Intuition?
Oh, okay.
His sweet moves.
Do you have sweet dance moves?
When I was younger, sure, it was more of just trial and not messing up.
Balin here's got sweet dance moves.
Balin, so you go to the third floor, and you coming down to the third floor with your torch, you can see what I described before, a very time-worn and rotten floor. Much as the second floor was as you passed it.
Okay, I'm gonna ditch. I'm gonna leave a bunch of my gear on the platform and just keep my all my dungeoneering, like spelunking stuff, and kind of like set up some pythons and rope and explore that area without
What?
touching the ground. Huh?
What are you going to set your pythons and rope into?
There's walls around, isn't there?
Okay, so you are going to do that?
I'm rock
The
climbing.
Yeah, the second that you step into the floor, it crumbles and you fall through.
But why can't I? Wait, no, I don't know where that's going to happen. Why can't I like from where I'm at set
So
up a
you're going
rope?
to jump 15 feet across the floor and attempt to embed
Have
the
you
center
ever
wall.
gone
I
rock
think,
climbing?
like-
You don't just jump onto unsafe surfaces. Like, I'm going to take my rope. I'm going to tie myself. I'm like onto the platform as a baseline. I'm going to, like, I don't have to. I can't exactly explain spelunking, but I mean that's what he's doing.
I never went rock climbing, so I wouldn't know.
So you're gonna tie
I
yourself
assume you're
off
like
of the
tying
rope,
yourself
the
off.
chains?
What's that?
So what are you going to tie yourself off to? Because it is just a flat platform.
To the chains, right? And then and there's what's the distance between the platform that I was about to fall through?
So I'm saying you can tie yourself off to one of the chains, and you now are secured to one of the chains with your rope. The second you step onto the floor, as soon as your full weight is on it, it immediately collapses under just your weight. It appears like this floor is much less secure than the other one, and 50 pounds was enough to set it off. So you immediately fall through, and you're going to plummet 40 feet to the bottom of the tower.
Aren't I tied off to the platform? Like
You
you
are.
said I was?
With 50 foot of rope is not enough to secure you. You will fall 40 feet.
That's not how you do that, though. Like, you don't tie off.
Then tell me
God.
exactly what you're doing as someone who has never done it. You have to explain it to me. You can't say, oh yeah, I'm just going to do that. Make me understand. Make me understand.
All right, never mind. I'm just not going to snoop. Never mind. This is too complicated.
Like, how much of a fall or how much of a leeway are you giving yourself? Are you tying yourself off so if you fall 10 feet, you won't fall any farther? Is that what you're trying to explain to me? Because I'm trying to understand why you didn't just say that instead of just saying I'm just going to tie myself off.
Because I was going to have him just kind of snoop around to get out, but he basically, you tie 10 feet, yeah, and then you try to get sturdy. Then you hammer in a python, then you tie 10 more feet, then you release 10 feet. That's how it works. That's
All
why
right, well,
pythons
I'm
exist.
telling you tie yourself off with 10 feet of rope, and the second you step out, you fall, and you are now dangling 10 feet onto the next between the levels.
As long as I'm not falling 50, that's fine.
Jesus Christ.
Poor man's feather fall.
There was nothing on those floors anyway. They were just like
Yeah,
mold. and-
Everybody else
I'll
just
go back
kind
up
of
to the second floor, and then you go.
collapses, and now Balin is dangling between the floors. Looking down to the bottom, you can just see that Balin is kind of like swinging back and forth with a light source just kind of hovering there.
Still looking around.
Balin, what are you doing?
Just hanging around.
Well, I see that, but I mean, like, I guess, is it fun?
So far, so good.
Is the do the chains?
Yep.
Do the chains go all the way up to the ceiling?
They do.
I'm a little afraid to like tell the lift to move.
Yeah. I'll climb back up onto the platform, and then I assume if they want to use it, they can. I'm going to keep snooping whenever I can.
Okay. Alright,
Hurry
so
up.
Tosser, at this point you've been left at the bottom, and it doesn't feel like your allies are coming back down.
I want to.
As nobody is telling Tostra, hey, we're going to sleep here tonight.
I'm just sitting there like
We're sleeping here
I
tonight.
guess have we? Well, I know Blinkshaw was like crouching down. Are we crashing here now?
Yeah, are we sleeping here? Is that what's going on?
Do we
That's
have
what
to?
Blinkshaw asked, isn't it? Can we sleep here tonight?
Is it late?
Well, you guys did arrive around dusk.
Oh, it is
tapping
pretty
my
late.
fingers.
Should probably. I guess we should stay in here tonight, huh? It's probably safe. I mean, I know if goblins come up here, they're dead.
Welcome back.
Do these windows open from the inside?
Presumably, if you were to just push them open, they would open. Yes.
That means things can get in.
But they do appear to open from the inside.
Yeah.
Tasha's like on her phone, scrolling through Instagram.
You mean Curly?
Went into a coma for like 5 minutes and then came back.
All right. So, what are you guys doing? Are you? I mean,
Uh.
I've got the idea. If somebody wants to sleep here, other people are just like, "So what are we doing?" But nobody's saying what you're actually doing.
Yeah. So does anybody? Do y'all want to take a rest here? Are we gonna do a long rest? Like
Yeah.
I'm asking out of game for clarification.
Can we tell if there's other floors above this one?
No. This is above. This appears to be the ceiling.
So is it second and third floor, then this one?
Yeah, it is the bottom floor, the second floor, the third floor, and then this floor.
Okay.
And that is it.
Yeah, once we've like pretty much explored as much as we can, at this point, we go sleep.
Oh, Blinkshaw lost power. Okay. Is he? Are you here with us, Blinkshaw? We can't hear you. Oh, are you? He's on his phone. Okay. All right. I understand what's going on. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I'm just trying to keep up now. After the whole spelunking debacle, I don't know. I don't know what I know anymore. All right. So, as you were all kind of sitting around, I would love for Toshra to make me another perception check, please.
Okay.
And anyone who is up in the tower, actually, Philippus, you're looking out a window, so why don't you go ahead and make a perception check too?
Where's my button? There you are.
All right, looking out of the tower, Philippus, and scanning out to the line, you can see there are figures moving through these shadows, and they are kind of there's a large number of them that are just kind of moving out, and they are not quite creeping on the tower, but you can see they are standing in the expanse that the tower uses to connect from the small island it sits on to the main island that is, or sorry, the small island it sits on in the middle of the lake back to the mainland.
They appear to be wearing anything in particular?
They appear to be humanoids, but they move with odd gaits. And you appear that there's also four-legged creatures with them as well. At which point, everybody in the tower, I don't know why I saw roll a perception check, she was going to hear this anyways, you hear howling.
There's things outside, everybody. Like
When the howling starts, Gurgle excitedly runs to the window and looks out.
Looking out, you can just see what looks like creatures moving in shadows as they are too far away for your dark vision to give to see clearly.
Friends of yours, Rudolph?
What was that?
Rudolph kind of moves to the window and looks out. No friends of mine.
You guys
probably
wanna,
stay here tonight.
You guys want to go downstairs and botch the dance and set the dragon on him?
No.
But then when the door opens, doesn't it it's not there anymore?
Right.
Well, we could let them try to get in and get killed by the lightning.
Yeah, let's do that.
Until they do get in.
And then we kill them.
And when they
You
start doing
guys, you guys kill them. I'll be here in the corner hiding.
when they start doing the dance, Gurgle can put an arrow in their head,
I could do that.
If
And
they're
then
smart
comes-
enough to do the
and then
dance.
comes the dragon.
You hear a call from about the bottom of the tower. Cowards! Come out and face us!
Can I look out the window and see who's there?
Looking out, again, it's dark, and your dark vision doesn't stretch far enough to see out that far. So unfortunately, you just kind of see indistinct figures in the darkness. They're kind of also shrouded. The fog kind of aids you in this way, where you can just kind of see slight illumination from the moon covering over it. But beyond that, kind of prevents you from seeing more.
Balin sticks his head out the window and goes, "Who goes?"
Yeah. Who comes knocking at my door? Gurgle screams out the window.
Those that would eat you.
Well, be more specific.
If only my magic worked.
I am Carol, and I lead this pack.
Pack of what? Are you a bunch of puppy dogs? Because you know what? I eat puppy dogs, and puppy dogs don't eat me. So how do you feel about that?
Balin goes, "Those aren't puppy dogs. You're just banging coconuts together."
I'm going to continue to hide, coward.
Where'd you get the coconuts? This is a temperate zone.
Hey.
Oh my god. Oh.
Kate, come over here so I can see you better. Like, come over by the window.
All right. So after a few seconds, you just hear a call out. If you don't come out, we'll just have to lure you out with other reasons.
Sweetheart, I don't think there's anything out there you have that's gonna lure me out.
At which point you just hear in your ear, my thing's in my wagon.
Well, I said me. I didn't say you, so.
If they take my wagon, that's everything we need to perform the ritual.
Oh, fuck.
Gurgle, just start shooting them.
Yeah, Gurgle just swings out the window,
But he's just making you aware of it.
I was really just looking forward to spending the night taunting werewolves.
All right, Gurgle leans back out the window.
What do you have that I want?
So at this point, I would like everybody to roll a history check. Sorry, not everybody. I would like Blinkshaw, Phildennis, and Balin to roll a history check.
Is it relating to a particular...
It is relating to specifically... It is not related to magic, no.
Okay. Wow.
Blinkshaw with big brains.
Blinkshaw and
Look at
Phildennis
that.
both remember this. So you all now remember why you were exploring north of Phandalin in the first place.
I was there for that.
Oh, sorry, yes, Hoshra, you were there for that. Sorry, I was thinking of Gurgle, how he was met on the way here, so he wouldn't have been there for that. You were here for this potential. So go ahead and you can make you can make that roll too.
Yeah.
It's not a difficult DC; it's only a DC 10.
Oh, I don't know.
So yeah, you remember that the reason you were exploring north of Phandalin in the first place was rumors of werewolf attacks on caravans coming to Phandalin. And as you were hearing this creature scream out at you, call out in his grumbling voice, the mention of a pack. It seems like you have been confronted by a pack of werewolves.
But we're not in Phandalin.
You are not.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
no,
guess.
Yeah.
So my Discord's been going nuts for a minute, but now I'm good.
Oh, and so we've just had the power go out like 4 times now. I
Ooh.
connected with my phone so that I
So
can
don't immediately start a conflict. Okay.
By the way, Chris, I can hear you 100,000 times better on your phone.
Really?
Interesting.
You always sound so low, but now you sound really loud. Like I have to turn the volume down.
That's weird. I've never had a
I always have
problem
to keep my
with
volume on max.
I'm
In
hearing
fact, I can
echoing,
actually
though.
hear myself.
Yeah, there's a lot of
like,
echo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have everybody on speaker.
Yeah, that would explain that.
Yeah.
And as always, when I hear myself, I'm reminded, God damn it, that's what I sound like? Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Everybody's
I
like
hate
that.
my voice.
Yeah.
I can go grab a Bluetooth headset just to prevent
It's fine.
that.
We've only got like 20 minutes left anyway, so it's fine.
All right. Power just came back on, so I'll hop back in. I missed like most of it. All I heard was taunting a werewolf, make a history check. I clicked a button, and then we went out again.
Oh, so werewolves are outside the tower taunting you.
and they're basically
Oh.
telling you to come out. And then if you don't come out, they'll find a way to bring you out. At which point, Van Richten mentioned, my wagon is out there, and all the things I need for the ritual.
You should have brought that inside.
And we haven't had a long rest, have we?
No, this is probably about an hour. Actually, this is around an hour after the lightning trap went off.
Can we have gotten a short rest?
You haven't been resting. You've been moving around the tower.
Oh, that's true.
Could I have gotten a short rest since I've been sitting on the floor this whole time?
Again, it's still, you've all been moving
Yeah, I
around.
know.
You haven't really been resting, but at the same time, nothing is technically stopping you from taking a rest, short of them actually breaking their way into the tower, which they seem
Yeah.
hesitant to do.
Give Rudolph the pin and the doll, as he's least likely to be charging into a battle right now. And this
So-
way, if we all die, there's still a way to kill Strahd.
So they just want us to go out there so they can eat us, right?
We can take them.
That actually
And-
seemed to be what they said, yes.
And they want. I mean, this
How many are
damn
there?
cart.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on because
You,
I can't
you
talk to
hear them
anybody.
screaming, but you haven't seen anything yet. But unfortunately, you haven't been able to count, because again, it is
Yeah.
too dark for you to really get a good idea of how many there are out there.
Gurgle's just gonna scream out there. How many of there are you?
You just hear,
How big
stop
is your
wasting
pack?"
my time!
Well, you want us to come out, right? All right. How many of there are you?
If you don't come out, there will be casualties.
Lick, how high up is the tower again?
The tower is around 80 feet up, so you're around 70 feet off the ground.
80 feet. And checking all the windows, are they all the way around? Just
There's a window in each cardinal direction.
right. So
As you can see where you're sitting, there is a window, out this way, out this way, out this way, and out
right.
this
So
way.
I'm saying, if I look at all four, are they surrounding the tower, or are they all up front?
The tower itself, they have not surrounded it, but you will see that the tower itself is on a small island that is not quite in the center of the lake, but far out onto the lake. And they have kind of purchased themselves around the exit to the bridge that connects that small island to the mainland of the lake.
Okay. If we were to like attempt to escape through the window, not facing them, there is no one on that side I can see. Basically.
Not that you can see, no.
Well, I remember something, and it sounds like a stupid thing, but it might be nice. One, did werewolves, if they first attacked us, did they have any ranged weaponry?
Not that you can remember.
Yeah. So, and I do remember magic stopped working. I think it was like 3 or 5 feet away from the door. Is that right?
Something like that.
So, I
should
can't
lean
do
out the
anything in
window.
here, but if I had a board that was strapped to that window, I can crawl out and just unleash whatever I got without even leaving. Unless someone has a spare crossbow I can borrow. Or both. Unless you guys just want to go down there and just make a
Why don't
turtle.
what if we could tie you to a rope and hang you out the window, and you can just blast away.
I need to be 5 feet away from the building.
Oh,
I just took out
Presumably,
the...
you'd have to be beyond 5 feet from the building.
Yeah. Tell
If
them
you
to give us
don't come
2
out, then we'll start killing the young ones.
minutes. Young one.
ha! I don't have any young ones, so ha!
Gurgle's just leaning out the window yelling at them.
Your adventurers, you've come here from a far-off land. Did we take your children, your kin? Did you come to get them back?
Like a
Hey,
Asian
guys.
chihuahua.
This werewolf guy says that he's got a bunch of your kids out there. Any of you have kids that you brought with you?
No.
Feeling it's on the platform and says level 1.
Alright, I yell.
to the platform, and it just completely out of the notion, it just begins to chop, chunk, 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 as he begins to lower himself down in this lengthy minute-long process.
As he descends, like I yell up to the rest of the party on the top floor and be like, "Keep making them angry. It's funny. This is gonna take forever."
Gurgle like leans out. Okay, so we're coming out, but it's gonna take a while because this elevator moves really slow. Like, I'm not even fucking with you, dude. Like, I'm on your side with this. This thing moves slow, but we're coming.
Make a perception check, Gurgle, as you're yelling this at them.
They're talking about the kids that were kidnapped from Phandalin.
It does appear that they're talking about kids that perhaps have been kidnapped from Phandalin, yes.
I'm surprised I haven't eaten them already.
Yeah, this is our town. We gotta go get these.
Unfortunately, you don't hear anything, Gurgle.
Okay. So, what'd you do last night?
Actually, Tasha, you make a perception check too, as you're way down at the bottom and you're listening.
Okay.
I mean, roll at the windows, pretty much.
With an 18, you just kind of hear offhanded grumble of elevator, and then a much lower, what's an elevator?
It's a thing that elevates you.
Tasha hears it.
Oh,
Only
Lord.
Tasha.
Oh.
Tasha giggles.
So, Gurgle, I think... How much ammo do you got?
I got like 50 shots.
Maybe we should stay up here and you shoot down there.
Oh, I was not lying when I said I'm not coming out there, and there's nothing he has that I want.
Okay. At least help us.
Oh, I will totally plink them away from up here. Like I am committed to assisting.
At which point Von Richten just says, "Are those arrows silver-plated?"
No.
Then they're not going to be any good against werewolves.
What if I set them on fire?
Potentially might burn them, but it's not going
Well,
to.
yeah, don't burn them.
Hide.
I don't think we have any silver-plated weaponry. No, there's one.
Yeah, we do.
There's one.
Do you have any magic equipment?
No, we all have silver-plated weaponry or magic weapons.
I have Talon, which is magic.
Except for Gurgle, he doesn't have anything.
Well, I got a fighting spirit.
Yes,
He's got a
you do.
plucky attitude. He's not afraid.
I do. I will.
Girls going into this combat with pluck, moxie, and grit.
In spades.
That's how I
And then I was
came into
coming
this
down
world. That's how I'm
pretty hard.
going out. All right, yes. After a minute, Tasha, you see Balin kind of lowers himself down from the elevator, and he's now on the same level as you are.
Hey.
Kind of like look resigned. Hey, holding the torch. I'm like, we're gonna go out and fight the werewolves.
Okay.
4th floor.
All right. After a few seconds, you see Von Richten moves over to the chest that is set in the corner of the room and opens it up. And after a few seconds of looking through it, I'm gonna flip to a different page to know exactly what he has here, because I know he has something.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I've been trying to ask if I could like fit on the thing with Balin, or
No.
It would be a squeeze to fit on the thing with Balin.
Oh, we could.
What if I ride on his shoulders? I just
That would
really want
require
Tasha
a
to-
dexterity check, but
I will
you could
do that.
potentially try that.
What if you had like a...
I just want Tasha to look up for torch and just see Blake Shaw with Balin on piggyback.
no, Blinkshaw remembers how well Balin does when he really needs to succeed, and says, "I'll wait."
All right. You see that he reaches into the chest and he pulls out a small bundle that would look like crossbow bolts. And he says, "Do you have anything that can use these?"
I got a bow.
Fortunately, Blinkshaw is still up here and hands Gurgle a light crossbow.
Hey.
Oh, whoa! What
He's a
is
silver. They'll work fine
this?
against the He's a silver. They'll work fine against the werewolves.
So
So he will
we.
hand you over 20 silvered crossbow bolts that you can attempt to fire from where you are. Since your plan is to just sit up here, shoot the shit out of them.
Yeah. Okay. Gurgle will start Gurgle's like kind of like hopping around, like pointing like his, a kid with his new rifle and he got his little BB gun. Ah, this thing is cool. I just point and shoot.
We'll point at them and shoot, yeah.
All right.
Explain how,
I
in the 2 minutes it takes the elevator to go down and up, I will show Gurgle how to use the light crossbow. You're proficient in them, right?
yeah, he is. He just never like got to play with one.
Yeah.
I'll-
So given your proficiency, yeah, it's very easy to
Yeah.
just very quickly get the idea of how you shoot it. So you'll be using it just fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he knows how to use it. He's just excited. He got a new toy.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Like he had like a shitty like goblin made like short bow, and he just been given a freaking at least a nice, decent crafted weapon.
Five times the amount of weight of a weapon.
At which point, Blinkshaw, you could also get on it. No, Phil Dennis, if you wanted to go down, you could fit on there with Blinkshaw.
Yeah.
But it would, I should probably move Balin down to the bottom, shouldn't I? That would be a smart thing to do.
I'm pretty sure I could ride piggyback.
Oh, yeah. No, the two of you could fit onto this without a much issue, because it's more of an issue of like, with a short creature or a small creature, you could kind of squeeze yourselves onto it without there being a risk of somebody getting pushed off.
With our height, we make one human. Let's put a cape over us.
Now, Rictavio kind of moves over to the window.
Yeah.
And just kind of keeps an eye out. You see, he still has his cane in his hand, but it doesn't appear that he has anything that he can use to attack.
Yeah, Gurgle still like leans out the window. We're coming. How you guys? How you doing down there? You having a nice night?
Tell him touch the door.
Yeah. You hear him call out, "Get the wagon!"
No, wait. Oh, wait. Okay, if you come, all right. If you open the door, it's unlocked. You can come in.
That's gonna be.
So at this point, as all of you, I'll move. We're going to move Blinkshot and Phil Dennis down to the bottom floor, so that they can join up with their allies. God damn it! I'm just gonna zoom out. I'll make this 1,000 times easier. There we go. You guys are behind the tower because I haven't moved you far enough. And now you guys are on the bottom floor of the tower.
All right, Blinky, you're up front. Unless you want me to run out first.
The posture has the
That's alright.
a breath thingy.
Yeah, they're not right outside the door. They're like.
Oh, okay.
They were probably around 50 feet away from the tower.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys can yell loud.
Come open the door. It's unlocked.
As one of them ordered them to go towards the wagon, they have kind of crept closer to the tower itself.
Are you coming in or what?
Oh, open the door, reach out, touch the front of the door, and then close it.
That's not a good idea. They're too far away from us. They won't affect them anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the wagon is out of range for that, and then we won't be able to get to them to save the wagon. I like the way you think, though.
No, yeah, part of me is still trying to figure out how to do the dance and leave for us, but
should we get the dragon out?
I was thinking about it earlier, but it's not feasible. Let's just murder them.
Hey, Rick, are you gonna do anything? You got yourself a far-ranged pig sticker?
Well, I gave you my crossbow bolt, so unfortunately I don't have anything to shoot them with.
Why don't you go keep an eye on the door?
He kind of debates that for a second.
I mean, if they're going to be down there, like if they're out there and the door closes, they won't be able to dance. You're going to have to open the door for them.
All right, he says, fine. If I need to do that, I will. He walks over to the statue in the corner of the room, and you see, make a perception check as he seems to whisper something to it.
I love you. Don't leave me.
So yeah, you hear him whisper the word Kazan to the statue, and as he does, it animates, moves to the platform in the middle, and begins to stand guard over it. At which point he steps on it, he calls up the elevator, and he begins to back up to the top. And at which point, you all are kind of sitting outside the front door to the bottom, and we're going to end session there this week because it is 10 o'clock, and we're obviously not going to get into combat when it's 10 o'clock.
I want to get into combat.
Oh man.
We will pick
That
up
was
next
pretty
week
funny.
in this.
That was really funny.
That was fun.
I know I got away with. I would honestly have just kept quoting Monty Python that entire. Just if they didn't have hostages, I'd be like, I fart in your general direction. That's all I wanted to do for the next 20 minutes of the night. I was happy to wrap the whole show up tonight.
Go away, I shall taunt you a second time.
I don't know if anybody heard me, but at one point somebody said, or I think it was you, Balin, that said, that Strahd won't expect. And I whispered, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. I don't think anybody heard me, but I thought it was really funny. I made myself laugh. So that's
Fight them, we'll use dolls, pins.
You bring that shrubbery?
I missed like all of that goodness. Unfortunately.
Oh man.
It was just the perfect. We're just like up there yelling out the window at these people. Like, we're gonna come down and fight us. We're like, no. This is the most prone you've ever been.
Yeah, what's the worst that could possibly happen?
Like if we were like a bunch of evil characters, we'd be like, yeah, kill the killer. We're taking a long rest. Have a nice night.
I like Gurgle doing like the diplomacy out the door with crazy fucking wolves.
That's funny.
Like, come on, or we're gonna start killing people. Kill them. I mean, they're not mine.
I mean, there's always a chance they're gonna open the door, open the wagon to torch it, and you get eaten by a tiger. So
Yeah.
Worst case scenario is we lose all
Yeah,
our
no, that is potentially something that could have happened as well.
Yeah.
Part of me was like, should we just let the tiger handle this? But no, Octavia isn't that confident.
Oh.
The
Part
fact
of-
that the tiger is meant to hunt specifically
That's
Bastani.
true.
Like he said, you don't have to worry if you're not the thing it was trained. Although it seems like
It didn't like Gurgle very much.
I mean, who does?
Yeah, but I mean, nobody likes Gurgle very much.
Aw.
Gurgle's part Bastani. We should have poked him with the hag pin.
what part?
Wow.
Actually, I still have the 2 hag pins from the windmill. I'm gonna start stabbing things with see if they also lose their lives.
Mr. Man, if only we were an evil group.
Oh yeah, I played an evil campaign before. It's a blast.
Yeah, it is. But you're like, oh, but I'm not playing. I'm a good guy in this game. Let's just go stabbing people with hag pins.
It's so weird being like aggressive and mean because I'm so not that in real life. It's like it goes against my nature to play that kind of character, but it's
I'm
so
not
fun.
aggressive or mean either.
See, you coming up with an intimidation line. Are you sure it's 30 gold?
I am the least intimidating person I know. All right, well, I gotta go to bed, you guys.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Next week,
All right.
same time, same channel.
All right, bye.
Bye. Night.